Go for the pin. Go for the pin.
Go for the Pin Wrestling Review Show. Mikey Q and King V.
Go for the pin.
Have a nice day every day, and
Go for the pin.
Go for the pin.
Weekly wrestling review show. Keep killing it.
And we are back. Go for the pin. Episode 66. Your boys, Mikey Q and
King V, aka Shade Barrett, aka Bianca's ponytail clip, now on WWE.com.
Oh man, now on WWE.com. All right, so we're talking about the clip. We're gonna have to show it. Welcome to Go for the Pin, episode 66. We've been back for a little bit. We've been going for a little bit, but now
That's
we're back.
it. Okay.
I got it together. Don't worry, we're here. Don't worry. Now, everybody that watched our best, what was it? Top 10. That's what it was.
It was our bonus episode.
Yeah. Listen. Already started early.
We're live, pal.
We are live. B, you want to take it away? Go ahead, B. Go ahead. I need a
you do. So, shout out to everybody that watched our top 10 male superstars or male wrestlers, of all time. Once again, if you missed it, it's on our YouTube page, it's on Twitter, it's whatever, link in bio. But it was a very good conversation that we had that was pre-recorded because holiday season. Hey,
yeah.
Yeah, thanks. But we are here, we are back, we are live, and we are black, and we are here to talk about wrestling.
And in case you guys missed the ponytail, we have it on the screen here, courtesy of Go for the Pin.
Shout out to Vindictive, who has been. Oh God, hilarious person. Yeah,
right, there we go. Yeah. All right. Well, so that's available everywhere. That WWE sells merchandise. So make sure that you go and get that ponytail if you want to be just like the EST.
Do not get that hank along, that dollar store ponytail that you get from the back of CVS. That same ponytail that I was gonna say something rude. Never mind. Let's keep going.
They're not gonna slay with that ponytail, V. They're not gonna slay.
Bitch, what? No. Look, you know what? Honestly, I like that Bianca's getting merch. Part of me should have seen the ponytail coming. I didn't think it was gonna be a clip. It's because it's a clip that is just taking me down. But in this case, it was inevitable.
Right.
I was just reminded of those awful hats they used to sell with the ponytail in the back for like the Bellator, something like that.
Yeah, I do remember those.
So bad. I was just confused, but at least in this case it makes sense. But and now we're gonna see. Oh Jesus! Never mind. That was gonna be rude. I was gonna say something really rude, but blend the ponytail with the actual hair color,
right?
Because blonde with that ponytail clip. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Shout out to Bianca.
Shout out to Bianca. EST.
Shout out to all the black women in wrestling.
That's right.
And we'll get to that later. Because I don't like how you fucking assholes did Jade. Don't like that. But we'll get to that at a later time, later on in the show before we end. Okay. But let's talk about wrestling.
Let's get right into Friday Night SmackDown here as I get SD live on the screen. We're going to run through some things, okay? So first and foremost, actually, you know what? We'll wait. I was going to get into some things about wrestling in the New York area at both shows, so I can compare and contrast both Raw and AEW's Dynamite from as we record this last night. But before we get there, let's talk about a little Friday Night SmackDown. Brock Lesnar comes back. Okay, he's looking for Roman. He wants his Universal title match. Sami Zayn, who won a gimmick battle, a battle royal the week before that, he was supposed to be challenging Roman Reigns at the pay-per-view, he being Sami Zayn, pronouns pal. But Brock had other plans, right? He basically and this was funny. This was a funny segment. He basically tricked Sami and bullied Sami into taking a Universal Championship match on Friday Night SmackDown last week. And of course, Brock said he was going to be in Sami's corner. Why would he be, right? Right? Okay, we're live, pal.
So for those who are listening to the audio version, Mike's mic just
Hello?
turned heel on him, and this is like the second time.
It seems to be the story of my life. A lot of people turn heel on me. But anyway, so let's keep going here.
Okay. Wow.
Jonathan's in the building.
Did not think we were gonna do that.
What's up, John? What's up, man? How you doing? Hope everything is well out there, and shout out to everybody that's listening or watching. We're here and we are live tonight. The other night we wasn't live. We are live.
No, we wasn't.
We're live, you know. So,
when that clip went live, your boy was asleep. Okay.
I didn't even full disclosure, full transparency. I forgot that shit was going live. I forgot it was going live on Tuesday. I think I hit V. I think I was still out when it was going live. I'm like, V, I think we're live right now on one of our bonus episodes.
I'm sitting here turning over in my sleep.
Yeah.
Bitch, are we live? I mean, are we like pre-recorded but live?
Yeah. So
because clearly, if you saw a couple of days ago, see clearly this is not.
Yeah. Well, clearly. Anybody that may have been deceived by the live sign, we weren't there. I'm sorry.
You weren't deceived. You were not hoodwinked, swindled. Run amok. We did let us stray. We did not pull a Sean King on y'all. We did not scam you guys. We did not pull a Rachel Dolezal. We did not pull a Fire Festival. We did not pull. I was gonna say something that would have been a little too controversial. I'm gonna save that for off screen. But we did not scam you guys. Uh-oh. Look at the.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're having fun tonight, guys. You can see what tonight is going to be.
Yeah, this is going to be fun night. Yep. Bear with us, okay? Because we are going to be on 10.
Yeah.
Speaking of 10, a little upset about you guys' top 10. You know what? When you get a chance, Jonathan, go ahead and type your top 10. We'll go over that once we get a chance to. So when you get done with that, give us your top 10.
Yeah.
And then we'll discuss it. We would love to hear it.
Love to hear it. All right. But anyway, good opening segment to SmackDown. Let's keep going here. Do you have anything to add about that, or
no?
Just good. Okay, good stuff from Brock and Sami here. All right, so we had Kofi Kingston return to help Woods against the Usos, because it was supposed to be Jey Uso versus Kofi Kingston, but the New Day and the Usos got into a altercation and the match never happened. So what'd you think about that?
It was okay. I always love a Uso, New Day type altercation all the time. I think that's one of the few things that I honestly will not get tired of, because it's good every time.
I do agree.
I stand by that.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm a little tired of Usos versus New Day all the time, and it's not just New Day and Usos. Like, that's one of the things with WWE. It is literally the same matches over and over again. Yeah, like, it's never ending, and I don't know. Like, again, I like the New Day, I like the Usos, love both of those teams even, but it's like I'm so just over it. we had Sasha Banks versus Shayna Baszler. Sasha gets a win over Shayna.
She does.
And at one point in the match that was very interesting, Shayna came into the corner. Sasha was in the corner, and Shayna came with a running knee that hit Sasha like in the ribs and really like floored her. I think she took the win out of her. And
Yeah.
Shayna said something real interesting. Yeah, do something about it and see what happens to you. And I'm just like, what's going on out there? Are we good? Because that was a little bit of a moment because I think Shayna knew she was gonna get a receipt and told Sasha I wouldn't do that
The
if I was you.
girls are fighting.
Yeah, that was
The
one of
girls
those moments.
fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those
Yeah.
moments. But nonetheless, Sasha Banks defeats Shayna Baszler.
She does.
So yeah, anything to say about this? No? Okay. Let's keep
Mm.
going here. Adam Pearce is on FaceTime. Okay, you can't afford better technology now. Good, okay. With Sonya Deville, and he's basically hiding because Brock is back. That was the segment. Okay, so I guess we could talk about this now. Back from break, we had Happy Time with Baron Corbin and Mad Cat Moss. I almost called him Shad Moss, but I think that's a different Moss.
Another Moss I don't care about.
Yeah, right. So we had this.
Sorry.
I was thinking Lil Bow Wow. You just don't know. All right. Oh man, they know what type of show they're getting tonight. Anyway, we had this segment and it brought out Drew McIntyre and Jeff Hardy. The baby faces prevail over the heels, and that was the segment. I'll let you start it off about Jeff and everything. How you feel about it?
Okay, so I just want to start I want to start and finish by saying that I wish Jeff Hardy the best. I hope that one day he accepts the help being provided to him. For those who have never seen anybody with addiction and stuff like that, it's an uphill battle. So, all of my love to Jeff and his family because it's not easy. Because if you didn't know, he was released.
Yes, he was released
contract.
today,
And you know, he was offered rehab and he refused, and he does have that right to. But at the same time, it's something me as a fan. I don't know him personally, clearly, but I want the best for Jeff Hardy. And I know you're gonna want to say something. I'm gonna let you say something, and then I'm gonna address these fucking weirdos. So you go ahead and say what you need to say.
Okay. Jeff Hardy. Jeff has consistently been one of the most loved, not just characters, but human beings in the business. I mean, I'm talking about since the late 90s, early or all the way into the early 2000s. We had that match with Taker, that ladder match that really, I'll get to Jonathan's comment in a second, that really put him over and made him famous, in a sense. Jeff Hardy has consistently been one of the most loved people, right? And it's just like, it's always tough because we look at the character, but we also got to look at the human being, right?
Yeah.
He is a human being first and foremost, and he's a human being that is flawed, like a lot of us. It's not, that's not uncommon. So I really I hope and pray that Jeff Hardy pulls through, he gets the help that he needs, and that he surrounds himself with the people that really truly love him and care about his well-being. And that's really, all I gotta say about that. Like, just stop hoping for him to show up in AEW and all of this.
And
this is not about
this is where I go ahead and tag myself in. Um, y'all have been really weird this week.
Right.
Wrestling fans in general, and for some of you to tweet that maybe he relapsed so he can get out of his WWE contract
Like,
to go to AEW, you are fucking weird. Okay, you are fucking weird, and it, for the fact that you are doing this just to be controversial or just to get attention on Twitter, that's fucking weird. You know, the man is addiction is a condition. And I don't want to say disease. I don't want to say
yeah.
disease. I feel like that addiction is an uphill battle in general.
Right.
You know, if he just so happened to relapse, I I hope he gets the help that he needs. And you could have just said, I hope he gets the help he needs, you know, praying for his family or sending love to his family and leave it at that. It makes no sense that you say, oh, he's going to go to any AEW, he's going to TNA. And what the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know, addiction is not something that's funny. It's not something to play up on. And I will say a big boo to WWE for playing with his addiction last year with that segment with Sheamus. But that's neither here nor there. But it's like, you know, yes, he's an entertainer, he's a wrestler, but overall, he's a human being with a
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
And, you know, addiction doesn't just affect the person that is afflicted with it, it affects the people around him or her or they or them. And for the fact that a lot of you are trivializing this as a storyline is fucking disgusting. I just don't understand as to why wrestling fans in general are so fucking stupid. Like
Yeah.
none of that is funny, none of that is cute, none of that is entertaining. This is someone's life that we're talking about. And
Yep.
you know, I was talking about it with a couple of people on Twitter. It's like this time around it seems a little darker.
Yeah.
And I hope that he gets to a point where it's just like I want help, and I hope he gets. I'm not gonna say I need him to get there. I hope he gets there. I hope he
Yeah.
gets to the point where it's just like, okay, I have a problem. I know I have a problem. Let me do something about it. And it's
Yeah.
not easy. It's not easy for those with addictions to do that. So let's be cognizant. You know, we know y'all don't know big words, but let's be cognizant and let's be aware of people's livelihoods, not just Jeff, but his family. You know, be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Fucking tired of it. Like wrestling fans do fucking weird all fucking week, and I'll get to y'all how y'all fucking treat black women, especially Jade Cargo.
Well,
Get there later.
yeah.
Get there later.
Jonathan says on another note, I should have read this before, but you know, I wanted to let you finish. Do you think Jeff has those demons coming back? He talks so highly of his sobriety on the Broken Skull session with Steve Austin. Um, I don't know what it is. It's definitely something that I I do think it has something to do with his addiction. I'm not, you know, I don't want to speculate, but it seems like
Yeah.
that's what the situation is. Um, and I will read Jonathan's other comment. He said, "Does the incident? Wait, excuse me. The incident in TNA really cursed him and his career. Everybody put a label on him after that, and it was unfair." Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
well, to be honest, TNA should have never let him work under those conditions, but that's neither here
No.
nor there. You know, Dixie, Eric Bischoff, everybody, Vince Russo, everybody that was involved in again, I share different opinion on Vince Russo than most, but um
I'm very Jim
Russo,
Cornette when it comes to Vince Russo.
Okay,
I'm
that's
very
your
Jim
opinion.
Cornette. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
This is
Sure.
the only time I would say that out loud. I'm very Jim Cornette when it comes to Vince Russo.
Okay. Vince didn't do me wrong, so and he
But
still follows me on Twitter. But anyway, as you were saying,
regardless,
yeah,
yeah,
regardless of the
it,
fact,
it it's
he shouldn't have
just
been allowed to work under those
yeah.
conditions, is what I was Getting it.
And all I have to say is I really hope that Jeff, pulls through. And it's like, you know, it's very few wrestlers that you see that could transcend race, gender. Like, everybody in the 90s, the Hardys,
Yeah.
and it's so weird. It's like couple people I was on Twitter with, and it felt like, and I don't want to say this, but a couple people brought it up. It's like it felt like we were eulogizing him, and
Mm.
that's why I said like this time it feels darker, and I just hope that he makes his way out of the darkness. I hope he, becomes a better person for himself,
Yeah.
and and in the end, when it comes to addiction and wanting to get help,
Mm.
it's his choice.
Yeah.
You can't you it sounds bad when you say it, but you can't make someone get better that may refuse help. And
I, I see your point, but I don't think he should be worrying about. I'll read the comment. All right, so
yeah,
Jonathan said, "I think AEW will be good for him. He didn't seem to have those problems when he's with. Well, he was around his brother, someone to hold him accountable." I see your point. I
hmm
do, but I don't think Jeff needs to be worrying about wrestling at all right now. If
no,
he's gonna be
no.
around his brother, he could be around his brother without being in
In the
AEW.
wrestling, yeah.
Right.
Didn't they just lose their father not too long ago?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I feel like things are becoming overwhelming, and all I'm gonna say, and we're gonna move forward after this. I just want Jeff to be in a place where he feels like he can get better, and I want him to get better. Not as a human, not even
Right.
as a fan, not even as a fan, as a human. I want him to get better because addiction is an uphill battle and it's not easy. It's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be relapses. There's going to be rehabs and
Yeah.
relapses again and more rehabs and more relapses. It's not one of those things that you can just like, oh, I'm cured. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
And I wish people were more cognizant of the fact that addiction in general isn't easy. And dealing with someone that has an addiction isn't easy. I just wish that Jeff is around people that love him, that
Yeah.
support him, and that are going to help him get better. And that's all I have to say about that.
John says that's what I mean. Not in an active wrestler position, but maybe a behind the scenes coach for the younger guys when he's ready. Like that wouldn't be a bad idea, but I think when he's ready. I don't think right now he needs to be in anything
Yeah.
involving wrestling. But when he's
Yeah.
ready, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going. Don't care about Gaza and that whole storyline. The writers don't
No.
care. Let's keep going.
No.
Tony Storm throws a pie in Charlotte's face to get
Yeah.
revenge from last week. This is stupid. This whole storyline is dumb. Tony
Yeah.
Storm has been made to look like a joke. La- the week before that, Charlotte threw two pies in her face and she did nothing. And this week she throws a pie in Charlotte's face. This feud over a pie is stupid, is dumb, and I don't care. Do you have anything to say about it? Because I'm ready to just keep going.
The only thing I gotta say about it is that this could be so done so much better because Tony Storm is a beast. Charlotte is
Yes.
also a beast.
Yes.
Just have them fucking wrestle. Oh my fucking god. Moving on.
Yes. Let's keep going. Sheamus defeats Cesaro clean. It's to build Sheamus, but this leads me to believe Cesaro may be leaving soon. Don't know. Haven't heard anything, but it looks like it. Don't know. Good match. Short match, but good
Sure, man.
match.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, okay, let's keep going. And then in the main event, in the main event for the Universal Championship, we had Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns. Now, it didn't just happen that way. right? Sammy comes out there at like the 9:30 Eastern time slot, right? And we knew that this match wasn't going to go 25 minutes,
It just
right?
wasn't. It's just
So
not realistic.
they did a whole bunch of other stuff during this whole segment. Long story short, Brock Lesnar comes out there to be in Sammy's corner, and Sammy says, you should try to. I'm not saying you should help me, but just know that you would have an easier time with me than you would Roman because he beat you already. Brock didn't like that, took Sammy to Suplex City. Roman comes out there, spear, guillotine, and that's pretty much SmackDown. What did you think
Yeah.
about this whole segment?
Meh.
Meh.
I am. I don't know. SmackDown's gotten progressively more boring to me.
Yeah. Now I do like the I like the stuff with Roman. I like the stuff with Brock. Like, and the Sammy stuff was entertaining. But other than that, it wasn't really much to the show. Jonathan said Cesaro went from main event to curtain jerker in 2 months. Pathetic writers. That's when you just throw your hands up, like, I don't know.
Awful.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know.
You understand?
Jono say. All right. Okay. Now it's SmackDown. What do you give the show as a whole here?
Oh, shout.
Things are gonna get easier.
Not that
I thought that's where he was going. Things will get.
No. Anyway, it's not me this time.
That I'm already. Look at this. B. When I started, it was like up here.
We ain't gonna talk about myself. Anyway.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 2 count because it was very meh. It was very mid.
Was it mid? Mid?
Mid back music. Anyway, no, I just it's hard to enjoy SmackDown now. Like, what the fuck are they doing with Naomi and Sonya?
I forgot to even mention that. But supposed to get a match this week.
Are they gonna do shenanigans? I'm ready for Naomi to beat that ass. And I'm just, where are they going with this? Where are they going at this point? At this point, where are they going? It's either Naomi beats her ass or she joins the bloodline. At this point, it's those two things at this point. Because if you're gonna continue to make Naomi look like a fucking joke, y'all not gonna book it to Naomi because Naomi's not a fucking coon. So, well, I don't give a fuck.
So SmackDown gets a 2 count for me as well. Yeah, I can leave that up. Y'all can definitely leave the 2 count up for me as well. Mm-hmm. Jonathan, what you give SmackDown? And while we wait for Jonathan to tell us what he gives SmackDown, I'll read Jonathan's other comment and we'll actually put it up. So this is in reference to our top 10 male wrestlers of all time. Stay tuned because we do have the top 10 female wrestlers of all time coming up very soon, but we'll keep y'all posted on that.
Y'all gonna be mad at me again.
It's okay. So Jonathan has at 10 Dean Malenko. Okay, the man of 1,000 holes, right?
You know, I can't be mad at that.
Scott Hall, Ayo. We have Edge at 8. I think Edge was on your list, I believe.
Edge on mine, yes.
Yes. We had at 7 CM Punk, who was on both of our lists. At 6, we had Triple H, the Game. The King of Kings. I think he was on my list. He was on.
What about 5 through 1?
Yeah. So John, give us 5 through 1 when you get a chance. Disqualification. So who got
disqualified SmackDown? Oh shit!
Oh man! Now he threw the X for SmackDown. Somebody thought the X.
Somebody's injured. My brain, shit. Think of that shit.
Oh man! All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So Jonathan gives SmackDown a DQ. I'm gonna put that up there.
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
Give us your 5 through 1. He thought the X.
I didn't even think about that. He basically tapped out.
That's pretty much what he did. So, oh shit, no, that one.
That's not it.
There we go.
We're live, pal.
We are. I've been sipping.
Okay.
All right. So that was SmackDown. Let's get into War Games as Jonathan gives us his 5-1 when he gets a chance. Or as William Regal would say, War Games.
War games.
There it is. There it is.
I
All right.
really like the echo effect on my microphone, guys.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me not put that up there. Okay. So, do we have to go through the whole card? I really just want to talk
For
about
War
the two War
Games,
Games matches.
the two. Okay, we can talk about the two War Games matches.
Okay, so the show started off with the women's War Game match. In that match, we had Cora Jade, Raquel Gonzalez. Hold on.
Lady Maga.
Oh, yeah, her. Magacita. I really like that. That's pretty awesome. I really like that. Magacita. But what was I? Cora Jade, Raquel, Io Shirai, and who's the fourth person?
Kaylee Ray.
Yes, Kaylee Ray from the UK, who is now a part of the regular NXT. Versus Toxic Attraction with Dakota Kai. That's
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
that was yeah. Toxic Attraction with Dakota Kai. So they did this thing where Cora Jade did a swanton off the top of the cage through the table, threw out her shoulder, and Io Shirai, being the good Samaritan that she is, tried to pop Cora Jade's shoulder back into place.
You could test. The test of a true friendship is when you could, pop somebody's dislocated shoulder. Mike knows that I was.
Do not try to pop my
He
shoulder
knows
back.
that.
No. No, just
crack
go
it
to the
right
doctor.
there.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
all right.
No, just
Yeah,
don't
okay.
X.
I've done it before. It's good.
Just don't X. It's okay.
I relocated back.
I'll just say here itself. Ow, my shoulder. I'm fine.
I don't know. My whole thing is, was that a spot or was I worked? I feel like I was worked because now when she did do the swanton off the top of the cage, I was legit concerned. I was like, yo, is she good? Because the way she landed, it looked bad. And it looked like both Io and Kaylee Ray was like, okay, we're gonna have to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
They went over to like a rest hold, like rest stuff and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's hurt, and it did. Io legit like popped her shoulder back in because
from what I'm hearing, it was pretty legit. Like she did separate her shoulder, but she's not. It was a minor separation, so she's gonna be out maybe 3-4 weeks. Nothing too crazy.
So let's give her a claps to Io Shirai because what the fuck? What? You just popped somebody's shoulder back in? Like,
you just hear the referees. Io, no. It's okay.
Like, I got
this.
I got it.
No.
I'm like, what? Io is V and I am Io. I'm like, yo, V, no. I got it. It's all right. I got this.
Guys, don't let him nowhere near my shoulder.
First and motherfucking foremost, nigga. Like, your shoulder will be just fine. Pop that bitch back in, and then we can go to the doctor afterwards.
Get me a doctor now.
Like, after I pop your shoulder back, let's relocate the bitch. It's fine. But no, but I don't know if it was a work or not, and it looks like it was legit.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, Io Shirai gets 10s from me. Io Shirai gets a 3 count from me. Like this is like because it's like. Leave it to Io. That should be a show. Leave it to Io Shirai to create a moment in a War Games match. And another MVP for me in the War Games match is Dakota Kai.
Yes. Give her flowers. Yeah.
But listen here. Let's not play with Dakota Kai. Let's not play. I feel like this iteration of Dakota is my favorite.
Mine too.
I think her face is cool. She's cute. She's Australian, and but I think this version of Dakota is my favorite because she's so good, and she's just fun to watch. Like when she was placed in the trash can by Lady Maga, and swung around. And I don't fucking like.
Yeah, I
And,
know.
the anti-Selena. Anyway, it's it was just crazy. Like they put Dakota Kai in the trash can, like
Yeah.
shit that you see on cartoons, like on Hey
Yeah.
Arnold. They put it in the trash can. You list like on SpongeBob. You really put her in the trash can and spun her around. I mean, I will say that Raquel had a couple of good spots,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to deny her talent. I
Yeah.
just letting my go.
She's
And
talented. I was over her
look,
title reign.
I was bored,
And
but
I'm very happy that Mandy's champion, by the way. I just want to put that out there in case that wasn't clear to everybody out there.
Mandy gave us the bare minimum in this match,
That's
and
perfectly fine.
like, yes, girl, give us nothing. Like, it's like,
Perfectly fine.
I guess that was supposed to be the point. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. I think my overall MVP of the women's World Game match is Cora Jade.
Cora Jade, yeah.
Followed by Dakota Kai. And that crowd, that musty, non-deodorant using crowd,
Fuck
randomly
the NXT
yelling
crowd.
randomly yelling shit at Cora Jade, and
You can't skate. I was like,
hey, come on, look,
right.
how old are y'all? Like,
and you saw Cora Jade, like, really, like,
and she didn't look annoyed. She was just like, oh, okay.
she looked like if she was from New York, got that ass. like that. That's how she
Like, the
looked.
fuck,
Got
like,
that ass.
the fuck are you talking about? Like, what does that have to fucking do with anything, you fucking dare? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's
I'm with you,
like,
Jonathan.
y'all are horny, but it's just like maybe gets a 3 count on site, but it's like that
Eric, what up?
crowd made it hard. I'm not gonna say it made it hard to enjoy the pay per view, but that crowd made it hard to just enjoy it. No, fuck that. The crowd made it hard to enjoy the pay per view because they were just doing dumb shit. Like, why y'all doing fucking dumb shit? Like, y'all saying dumb shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, fucking sit down. Like, go away. Like, go that way. Like,
Go
fuck out
that
of here.
way, losers.
Go that losers. Like, go. Never mind. I said I was gonna be nice, but anyway. Regardless, I really like the women's War Games match. My
I liked
MVP
it
is
too.
Cora Jade, followed by Dakota Kai. Every woman did a great job.
Yeah, I thought Cora Jade really shined in this match, and that was the point. Cora Jade gets the win over, was it JC Jane?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
after Raquel hit her choke slam powerbomb. And the way that they protected Cora leads me to believe that she was injured, because if you notice, she didn't really take any bumps
No.
towards the end. Mandy tried to protect her as much as she could on that knee. I don't know if you remember, but there was a spot where
I saw it.
Yeah, Gigi and JC was holding Cora, and as soon as I think JC had grabbed Cora's arm. Oh no, it was Gigi. And you can hear Cora say, Gigi, my arm. Like, she was dead sick, like, Gigi, my arm. And then you could tell that she kind of eased up on it a little bit. And then Mandy tried to give her the safest knee I've ever seen in my life. And she did, Yeah.
She did.
Totally.
She
yeah.
did. I will say that. I will say that Mandy in general has improved so much in the ring to the point where, remember last year, the year before, where she was struggling to set up the table.
Yeah, I remember.
And
well, it wasn't just her. They had a little bit of problem on AEW, but we'll get to that, I'm sure.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
But
Andrade?
I'm just, everybody in this match did a great job.
Yeah.
That's that on that.
Okay, congratulations to all the ladies in that match. It was a great match. Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, so the men's War Game match.
Mm-hmm.
Team 2.0 of who was in that match? Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller. I'm not reading anything.
Braun Breaker,
of course, yeah. Mr. Steiner himself. Oh boy. Okay, fine. I'll get the.
Yeah, this tells you how much we.
Was it? Man, why am I missing the?
Oh my god! I just had it.
Crazy.
That's fucking wild.
It is, right?
Look, we're fucking human, y'all.
We are, and I'm gonna get it.
A little,
Don't
a
worry.
little inebriated right now. So
Yeah, a lot of inebriated right now.
I mean, I wasn't trying to tell people that.
Okay, we're grown.
Oh shit!
I am trying. I'm trying to get the results up really quickly.
Here we go. Hold up, I got it because
Okay.
I do what I can.
Okay.
Tony D'Angelo. My God.
Yeah. Forget about it. We did. We forgot about
Wait,
it.
I should be sleeping with the fishes at this point. Get me the fuck out of here. Anyway, versus Team Black and Gold, who is Johnny Gargano, L.A. Knight,
Yeah.
Pete Dunne, and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know. I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm sorry. It's been a long week. It's been a long time since we've done the show live. So it's been like 3 weeks. We're back.
Yeah, we playing now. We out here.
We out here.
This is us for real.
Yeah. No, seriously. Like, yeah.
Like, this is shoot us. This is us for real. You're getting us for real. But Team 2.0 wins.
Yeah. Team 2. Best tag team of all time. Who's your best tag team of all time? Right on the spot. And we will get to Jonathan's comment about his 5 through 1 in a second.
Yeah, 5 through 1. We're gonna get there. So best tag team of all time. I'm gonna say the Howard Foundation because I'm biased.
Okay. Man, that is tough.
Followed by wait, I might have to take that back. Howard Foundation and fuck it, the Hardys.
The Hardys? Okay, I'm not mad at it. I might have to go to Dudley's.
Oof.
I might have to go to Dudley's.
And that was the reason why I was stalling. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I might. It's between the Hardys and the Dudleys, but I'm gonna go to Dudley's. In a few years, it might be the New Day.
I think the New Day's up there now.
I agree. But right now, for me personally, I'm gonna say the Dudleys. But there's a chance that might change to the New Day. So, yes. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for that comment. Or that question, I should say. Good question. All right. Back to this War Games match. 2.0 get the win. And they put over a big Braun Breaker here. Hold on. Let's see. 1A is Edge and Christian. 1B, Harlem Heat from Jonathan here.
I only acknowledge one half of Harlem Heat.
Stevie Ray? Shout out to my boy Stevie Ray. Can we get a clap of Stevie Ray? Shout out to my boy Stevie Ray, man. Brief history.
Nah, I know that's your brother, but still.
What would you like a brief history on? We'll be sure to provide that for you, but what would you like a history on? Just let us know.
Was it the Hardcore Championship?
Oh, Hardcore Championship. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. I missed the first comment. Okay, Hardcore Championship. I mean,
it's basically it's like the 2021 like 24/7 champion. But we'll get to the 24/7 champions. I'm very proud of her. But you really attribute the Hardcore Championship to Crash Holly.
Yes, Holly. He defended the title in Fun Time USA. Nothing beats that.
God rest his soul, man.
Yes, definitely.
Hurts.
Eric says, "Sorry, I'm driving." It's all good, bro. It's all
good. You good?
It's all good. All right. Anyway, let's finish up with this with War Games. All right. So Braun Breaker gets the win after a spear through the table to Tommaso Ciampa, and then Braun hits his big power slam for the win. Clean in the well, as clean as you can get in a War Games match. In the middle, 1, 2, 3. Team 2.0 wins, and it signifies the end of the old guard in NXT. And now it's time for the new talent here, the Carmelo Hayes,
really
D'Angelo's.
Really quick.
Carmelo. Yeah, go ahead.
Really quick. Sorry, I had to do that. Got him. Anyway,
Got him.
um, really quick, when it comes to, I'm just thinking about past war games,
Yeah.
and if you watch it on YouTube, if you're from New York, if you're from New York back in the day, you know what that is. But you know, somebody pointed this out. Usually, the winner of the war games match
Yeah.
usually is next in line for the title shot.
Yes.
So we're gonna hit with Cora Jade and Braun Breaker being
Mhm.
next in line for the main male and female titles um, in NXT 2.0. I
Mhm.
think that's a good thing. But moving on, I had to point that out.
No, I think it's great. Also, I think it's time. Do I think Cora Jade's gonna beat Mandy? No, I don't think Cora
Yeah,
Jade's the person to
I
beat Mandy. But
really,
yeah, no, I don't think Jade's the next champion. Do I think Braun Breaker's gonna beat Tommaso Ciampa? Yes.
yeah, that's
Yes.
that's happening.
I think with Mandy, I don't think anybody's ready yet to beat her. I don't know. Cora's not there yet. And I like Cora Jade, but she's not there yet. She has so much time ahead of her. She's 20 years old.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
she
saying?
is
She has so
she's
much
like
time
eight.
ahead.
She's like eight. Like she's a baby. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
she's a baby.
Okay.
She has a lot of time.
So, what do you give War Games as a whole? I know we didn't go over the whole show, but
The
I
whole
know Cameron
show.
Grimes won a hair versus hair match. Roderick Strong retained his cruiserweight championship against Joe Gacy. And there was another match. Imperium defended their tag team titles and won. And there was a turn. Von Wagner turned on Kyle O'Reilly. They had a cage match. Von Wagner won. Kyle O'Reilly's gone. All right, I just basically said everything that happened.
War
War Game. Oh,
War Games.
right.
War Games. I'd give War Games honestly a near fall.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll
I
give it
thought
a
it was
near
a
fall.
really
I
good
really
show.
liked it. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
I
And
did too.
real quick, I just want everybody to know that Lash Legend is going to be wrestling on 205 Live. So
We gotta
niggas
watch it.
and I'm watching. She's facing Amari Miller, and I just want to say we're going to re-support Black wrestling here. Okay, and I
I
also
mean,
want to,
go
and I
ahead. Finish.
also, I'm sorry, and I also want to shout out an up and coming tag team
I know what you're talking about.
in the indies. They have such a look, and I'm gonna name them, and I'm gonna make sure I name them correctly because I don't want to mess up their names. It is Jordan. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get this right. It's Jordan and Jada Vanity, the Vanity Twins. I want to highlight them really, really quick. They're up and coming wrestlers, and they are sisters. They are twins, and they have such a unique look to them. And I want them to be wrapped in so much love because a lot of black women, and especially now, are not getting the love that they should. You know, especially if how y'all treated Jade, but we'll get there later. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and give the Vanity Twins some love. So if you want to follow them, you can follow Jada Vanity at JAI as an igloo DA Vanity, and Jordan spelled JORDYN Vanity. So go ahead and follow those ladies. They are the future. I'm so excited to see more black female tag teams in wrestling, and I want to see. I'm actually very happy in the uptick in black women's wrestling over this past year. I'm very happy and very proud of those women, and I hope to see more of them, more of them, more of them, and more of them in the future.
Yeah. And this is from Jada's Twitter, I believe. Here. This is the Vanity Sisters. If you're watching on video, make sure you support them. Support black women. Support black wrestlers. Black wrestling draws. Okay, so um, Just want to throw that out there. Can we see that clearly? Can we see? Okay, yeah, we're good here. So yeah, so give them a follow if you get a chance.
Yes.
Doing big things on the indies. And yeah, let's get out of that there. All right. Okay. You gave NXT War Games a near fall. I am gonna give you're gonna get oh my god.
I'm just looking at
the comments.
Oh my god.
Okay. No comment. You're gonna have to. You know what? The next time I talk to McFoley, I'll be sure to ask him that for you.
No,
Eric.
the fuck you're not. You're not asking him that motherfucking question. Eric, what is wrong with you?
Foley once said this on our show.
This is the hardcore legend Mick Foley. Mike wants me to tell you.
Have a nice day every day and a happy new year too.
Thank you, Mike, for thinking of me as a way to make this day nice.
The hardcore legend, okay, was on our show before. I just want to let y'all know that. And I will let Mick Foley know that you asked that question.
No,
okay?
Do not ask that goddamn question. What the fuck is going on here? What is going on? Y'all are going to jail. Period. What the?
Well,
oh my god.
Jonathan asked me to zoom in. I wish I could. Okay, I think I can, but I don't know how to right now. But I'll figure that out. Anyway, War Games gets a near for me also. I don't know where this show is going tonight, but I like where we're at. It is what it is. We're live, pal. Okay, so yes, War Games gets a near for me also. And while we're there, let's go over Jonathan's 5 through 1. For no, not that comment.
That's not it.
That's not it.
No.
I have to go back up here. We are alive.
We are live, pal. Okay. We really need to get shirts for live, pal. Anyway,
we're gonna get those made 2022 possibly. All right. So Jonathan says at number 5, The Rock. Number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Rock and Austin both on my list. Rock was not on B's list. Number 3, The Undertaker. Number 2, Bret Hart. You guys are very close with the Bret Hart picks because Bret was number 1 for you, and number 2 was for Jonathan here. And then number 1, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, who was on both of our lists, I believe.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So, good 5 to 1. Good top 10. Good top 10. I could definitely see that. Good top 10.
I'm ignoring number 3, but yeah, good top 10.
But you're ignoring number 3 because of personal reasons.
Yeah.
Not because of ring work.
I mean, but then again,
if we're talking about ring work,
it's not KB's list.
Right. Because if we're talking about ring work, Undertaker is definitely one of the best of all time. I'll say.
Oh yeah, I don't deny that.
Well, but you did. but you did.
Just because he wasn't on my list doesn't mean that I denied his talent. It's just fuck him in general.
Okay. Honorable mention Randy Orton. Randy Orton was an honorable mention on my list as well. I just didn't have this space to put him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Owen Hart, rest in peace. Yes, of course. All the time.
Yeah.
I know we didn't mean the Hartman part, but yes, I know. Autocorrect. I know. Yes. Owen Hart, rest in peace.
Owen was on my list.
Yes, he was. Yes.
He was number 3. 3.
Hold on. Undertaker's biker phrase was by far the best version of Undertaker. I actually really enjoyed American Badass Undertaker. I enjoyed the motorcycles and all that other stuff. Go ahead, V.
And we should have seen it coming there. All right. I'm so
keep rolling.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna leave rolling.
Come on, keep rolling. No, all right. No.
That wasn't Pete Rose. That wasn't Pete Rose.
That wasn't Pete Rose. No,
that was Kid Rock.
Rose got it.
Go figure.
It was Limp Bizkit.
Go figure.
Yeah, it was Limp Bizkit. Okay. Let's see. If we were just referring to ring work only and not outside the ring foolishness, Chris Benoit was a machine in the ring. Unfortunately, he made terrible personal decisions. I'm not gonna touch that one. What a rush!
I don't know her. I don't know her.
that? Who did he say in the comment? I can't. It kind of skips over when it says ring foolishness, and then hold on, let me put it back up. Yeah. Unfortunately, wait.
Chris Tucker? Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. Yeah, it must be Chris Rock. Yeah, Chris Rock. Yeah. Chris
Yeah,
Van
Chris
Chris
Kilpatrick. Shout out to those who know who that is.
Christopher Walken. Huh? All right.
Christopher Wallace. Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace. Yeah.
I don't know who that. Benoit. I don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
Oh man.
It's hard, and I know it's hard.
Chris
It's
Candido.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard not to talk about him specifically when it comes to in-ring work.
Brisk
And I don't know who that is. I don't know her.
Brisk and White. I've heard of him before. Local talent from
It's
Canada.
hard. Local. No, honestly, it's hard not to think about that person that shall not be named because of what was done. There's his mic. There's his mic turned heel. We're live, pal. There it is. But
Which Chris you talking about? Christopher Daniels?
Yeah, Christopher Daniels. No, but seriously, it's hard not to bring up that person when it comes to in-ring work. But at this point, right now, where we're at, and how we are as wrestling fans, it's kind of hard not to think about that, because he ruined his own career.
Yeah.
Because of his demons.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally cannot acknowledge who he is, and I mean this, and I can't personally acknowledge who he is because of what he did, especially because it involves a woman and a child. Yeah. And I'm not saying woman to be ironic, but it involves a woman and a child. There's his mic again. And so,
just hold it like I'm cutting a promo.
If it, fuck Master Flex, but if it was up to me, if what was done wasn't done, of course he would be there. But because of circumstances,
yeah,
I can't acknowledge that. I mean, he existed. I'm not gonna erase him like WWE did, but.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why, but yeah. I just can't talk about him in a positive light. I think that's for my personal conscience, I cannot talk about him in a positive light. Was the man talented? Yes, absolutely.
The wrestler.
But it's too much writing on it because wrestling caused, or the complications from wrestling caused that. So yeah. But if things weren't the way they were, I would agree with you guys. But morally, I can't.
Okay. Let's keep going here. Because we're already almost at an hour. So let's keep going. All right.
Hours.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all right. We haven't been here for a while, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was War Games. We all give it near falls, I guess.
Yeah, near falls.
Okay, so let's go to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, right, I know we're talking about this week's Raw, but just a brief note about last week's Raw. Last week's Raw was at the UBS Arena on Long Island, New York. I was there. The arena was about, I'm not even going to say half full. I mean, it was bad. You could see it on television how empty the building was. Quick notes, right? Okay. So Rollins is over. All right, I'm just gonna try to do this as quickly as I can here. Right, the only ones that got a reaction really was Becky Lynch, Edge, and Roman Reigns, who wasn't even on the television taping. Um, and it was noticeable. But hold on, I messaged you about that, Mike. Okay, I'll check it in a second. Give me a second. I'll check it out. But yeah, it was just bad. Wait, you mean a new message or like from last week? Because if it was from last week, I think I saw it. But yeah, it was bad. Okay. I felt bad for Liv because she got like a respectable pop. Like it was like, hey, okay, we like you, but we're not invested. Yeah, okay, yes. We talked about this off air. Jonathan said, no, I mean the emptiness in the arena. Yes, it was empty, empty, empty. And I'm talking about on the camera side, like you could see it on TV. Um, Big E, no reaction. And it's like I listened back on television and I can tell you they sweetened the audio when he came out there.
I mean,
Because
then again, it's Long Island, and I'm gonna shut up.
but it's New York still. That's my point.
Long Island, Staten Island, same place.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I will die on a hill. No, it's not.
You can die on that hill.
uh,
You can die on that hill, but
I will say this, right? Like you got to remember, this Raw show was the third show in that market, fourth
yeah.
show in the last 3 months for the New York market. AEW just did a 20,000 seat arena, stadium, okay, for All the Ash, in September, and then in November, less than 2 months later, really, you had Survivor Series, and then you had Monday Night Raw in the same building 2 nights in a row. And then a week later, again, you can talk about Long Island, but you know that it is so close in distance. Most of those same people are going to the same show. Right. I'll get to that in a second. With Jonathan's comment. People are over WWE. Long Island actually saved their money for MJF. For the MJF hour.
Here we go.
Anyway, I'll get there. I'll get there when we talk about AEW. But anyway, I just felt so bad. And like I said, this is the third show in that market. Well, fourth show in that market in the last 3 months. And you could tell the people was just burnt out. They were there because it was WWE in their hometown. But like I said, Long Island, that arena, NV, I know you haven't been there yet because it's a brand new arena. That arena is literally borderline. You could call it Long Island, but it's not even really Long Island. It's Queens, right?
Queens.
And it is what it is. Like it's literally right on the border. Like it's literally sitting right there. And you can tell that those fans were just over it. Like they was just over it. And it's tough because, like I said, you gave New York so much wrestling that it got to the point where it's like, all right, like
oversaturated.
It's very oversaturated. Very, very oversaturated. And I just felt bad. I felt bad for Liv. I felt bad for Big E that, like I said, got no reaction and he's the WWE champion. It was one of those respectable pops. Like when oh yeah, I want to go big. They say that. It was like, Big E, like, you know what I mean? Like, but keep in mind, Big E didn't come out until about 10:40. Okay. And also right before that, which you guys didn't see, they said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick around after Raw goes off the air for your main event of the evening. We have Roman Reigns in the Bloodline going up against Drew McIntyre in the New Day. And everybody was kind of waiting for that. So yes, the TV main event for Raw was Kevin Owens versus Big E, but nobody cared because the head of the table was coming out right after the show. So right after Raw ended, you had I think Seth Rollins was out there, whatever, and Kevin Owens was already gone. Big E was already gone. And as soon, like, I mean, the immediately after Raw ended, head of the table flashed across the screen. Roman Reigns had his big grand entrance. Seth Rollins and Roman had a stare down. And Roman, even because the crowd started going crazy, that was the only thing they cared about all night. The crowd started going crazy, right? For this thought of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins going at it, because you know that's probably going to be the Mania match at this point. And even Roman said, "You hear that?" And Rollins like, "I heard him." And that was it. That was all they had to say. Seth went to the back. Roman came out there. Hardly worked. Okay, he stood on the apron the whole time. But
Yes,
he didn't
girl,
need
give
to.
us nothing. Yeah,
He gave us a Superman punch, a spear, and that's about it. And the baby faces won anyway. Drew McIntyre won with the Claymore on Jimmy, I believe. So it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to say that in comparison to AEW. Give me 1 second here. Yo, real quick. What is up with all the rail jumping by fans lately? Did somebody else jump the rail? I know what happened at Raw with Seth Rollins, where he was scared for his life. He said it was terrifying. I will say that Rollins being terrified, it's not funny, but it is, because it goes right into his character. Now, like, of course Rollins is terrified. Jonathan said there were 2 separate incidents after that. Which incidents was that?
Really? I didn't hear
about it. I didn't hear about it. Let us know what it is. I didn't hear about that. But as far as fans jumping, listen, I will say on this show right now, okay, I have so much respect for the wrestlers, the talent, and everything. Listen, do not jump the rail. Stay on your side of the barrier. I don't care how much you don't like a talent or an individual. Jonathan said to send it to us off air. Okay, but I mean, if you can, just let us know where it happened, because I'm not even like aware of where this happened.
Yeah,
but do not jump the rail. And I've said this before: if you jump the rail and you are how can I put this in the correct terms, because I don't want to offend anybody. If you are not mentally disabled or mentally challenged in any way, shape, or form, okay, and you know what's right and what's wrong and what you should do and what you shouldn't do, do not jump the rail, because whatever happens to you at that point,
all right,
it's on
that's
you.
it.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah.
You have anything to add, or are we good?
Nope. Because let me go. I do have something to add real quick. I did. This is an apology, honestly. I did make a joke about niggas in Brooklyn don't do that. That's some Bronx behavior. I mean, if you're from New York, you'll get the joke. It's funny, but
it's hilarious.
I didn't know that the person that did that originally, may not have been mentally there.
Oh, yeah.
So, it did come off as insensitive, and I do want to apologize for that. I thought it was just fans being fans, New York fans. Niggas did that with Brett. Niggas did that with Brett, and they got their ass beat, and he came from the top of the fucking.
Yeah,
like, I just didn't understand, and then it was like he made a video talking about, oh, I did it for the bloodline. And I'm still like, okay, so he may or may not be all the way there,
right
mentally. So I had to be cognizant of my words.
Yeah. He did it for the head of the table, V.
He did it for the head of the table. It's still real to me.
Right.
But I didn't want to be insensitive. I wasn't sure. I thought it was just niggas being mad.
Right.
But it may be a mental health thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go ahead and take back what I said about that joke about being some Bronx nigga behavior, even though it is Bronx nigga behavior. Now that I know that it is, there was some mental disability there.
Yeah.
That was never my intention. I do apologize for that. I definitely apologize for that because that was ignorant on my part. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I do apologize for that because it was just.
I do as well. Okay, I
it
didn't know.
It was insensitive of me. I did not know.
Same.
I didn't know. I will say I didn't know that it was a mental illness there. But yeah, there it is. You gonna get flagged.
Oh man, wow, yeah.
Now I do want to say that Seth Rollins said "boy" a little too aggressive.
Yeah, that was a little aggressive. I thought I was the only one that heard that.
I heard "boy."
Yeah,
and for someone who currently resides in the South, "boy" does not come across well to me.
Right.
So
yeah. I get it.
Ooh, sorry. What's that? Hey.
Oh man. Hey. All right, we're live.
But you were live, pal. I see. Normal.
Bless you.
Bodily function. Thank you. Anyway, but seriously, it was something that I should have thought of before I tweeted.
Same.
I should have thought of that before I tweeted. I should have waited till the facts came out. Maybe I would have avoided, being offensive like that. But don't jump the turnstile. Who am I?
Don't do that. Well, I mean,
no, fuck that. Do that.
All right. All right.
Don't jump the railing at a wrestling.
You know they take credit card now, V. On a side note for my New York.
Suck my dick. Like, get out of here. God. Anyway, no, but seriously, don't jump the rail.
Guardrail, yeah.
Guardrail, because if something happens to you, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So Jonathan said back in the day, if you jump the rail, wrestlers, i.e. Triple H, will beat the snot out of you.
Yeah, I remember that video.
I remember it too. I saw it. Eric says lawsuit galore. Wrestlers, see, that's the problem, right? So Seth Rollins, let's say Seth Rollins would have beat up this guy. Now Seth's got a lawsuit on his hands. Even if he claims self-defense, so it's crazy. I don't know. Eric said that Eddie Guerrero would have definitely made a race issue out of the rail jumping.
Did I miss the fact that Eddie Guerrero said the N-word at some point in time? Because I would be so hurt.
I don't think so.
Did I miss that? Now, granted, I did say border jump. Okay. Because Eddie's okay. So that's not a joke that
Eric can say that, though. I can't say that. Eric can say it. I can't say that. I can't say that.
That's a joke that he can make. Okay. I mean, I'm Panamanian. I'm not Mexican, so that's not a joke that personally
I can't make that joke. Eric
can
make the joke.
Okay, I get it. I understand now.
Eric can make that joke. He's okay. Yeah, it's all right. Eric can make that joke.
I understand, but you can't. Yeah. Whatever happens to you. Oh, yep. We're gonna leave that alone. But yeah,
I'm not even mention him on our show.
No, he could die. Just don't jump the guardrail. I mean, the guardrail. Jesus, don't jump it, shit. Because if something happens to you, it happens.
And I'm gonna say this right here at this camera. If you guys ever think about doing that at Battle Club, I will personally help whoever's in the ring, okay, to beat your ass.
Okay? I slit throats, so
okay, there you go.
I mean, not to incriminate myself, but
Okay, can we move on here? Can we?
Moving on.
The rails. What happened on this week's Monday Night Raw? I don't even remember. What happened? It was a cage match. It was a cage match. Big E and Kevin Owens.
Oh yes, it did. Yeah. It did happen.
Big E, big ending off the top. Oh, I want to come to Battle Club. Yeah, we'd love to have you. Note about Battle Club coming up at the end of the show. Stay tuned. But yeah, so hold on. Would it be their fault? Would it be the fans' fault? They get if they get beat up jumping the guardrail? If that's your question,
Oh, it
yes.
was. Oh, wait,
Yes.
it was. So look at the previous one. So when a wrestler tosses an opponent into the crowd and accidentally hits a fan, would it be their fault? Great question. So this is where,
Oh.
hey,
Oh.
I feel.
Yeah.
So in this case here, of course, it's not a. It's not on purpose. Um, Fans that do buy those tickets, I'm pretty sure there's legal ramifications before you buy those tickets, stating like, hey, there may be action, on the side, where we're not responsible. So it depends on how the company and whomever the wrestlers are, whatever legal ramifications it does state when you buy those tickets, especially that close, where someone could be tossed over the rail. I'm sure it has happened before,
It's happened a lot.
accidentally. It's not on purpose. I'm pretty sure those people don't sue because it's like I buy front row tickets to wrestling. I'm gonna assume at this point somebody's gonna go over the rail and come over here. So I'm buying this with the notion that, hey, I'm taking this legal risk. That means that if something happens to me, the company involved would not be responsible for said thing unless something goes wrong.
Right.
But like, would you attribute the risk to a similar to a fly ball hitting a fan at the bleachers? Now, about that, that's a good question. When it comes to baseball, who's another favorite sport of mine, when it comes to baseball, depending on who's hitting the ball, you can't really determine that they're gonna beam somebody in the fucking head. You
Yeah.
can't really assume responsibility, and I'm pretty sure when it comes to MLB or even minor leagues that it's gonna there's gonna be some legal ramifications before you even buy those tickets or where you're near the outfield and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure if I haven't been to an MLB game in a while, in a long time, so there might be a little bit of legal safety for them. So I'm not sure, Eric.
Jonathan says, hold on, let's see. Hell nah, niggas is soft in WCW. Luchadors was flipping into the crowd every damn Monday night. Go look at some of the matches in WCW involving Super
Carlo.
Kalo. Okay.
Mhm.
Um. Okay. Wasn't the biggest WCW fan back in the day, so I can't really speak on it. But I just being a wrestling fan and seeing how many people do it happens on AEW all the time. You have to assume like this is the reason, full disclosure, why I don't get floor seats when, especially if I'm with like my father, because it is dangerous if you're on
Yeah,
the floor. Just because if you have to kind of be prepared for that,
yeah.
and it does happen. Like
That's
fans
why.
get knocked
That's
down
why I
all the
was like.
time.
That's why I was like. There's probably legal ramification if you have those close seats because of something like that could happen.
Yeah,
At a false count anywhere match. False count anywhere, even Royal Rumble or something like that. Where those spots they'll be like literally on the rail and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that if you're smart, you'll bulk up the legal ramifications to make sure that you don't take responsibility as a company when people that buy the tickets take those risks. But
yeah,
I'm just saying, if anybody run up on Big Mike, that's it.
yeah. It's over.
It's a quick flight to New York. Like it's nothing. But
I'm good. The
yeah,
only one I got to worry
that's
about
really
is
how.
Darius Carter.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
uh,
Father God. Moving
All right.
on.
Yes, let's move on. Lucha Libre be wild. Yes, I agree. We should cover more AAA. Eventually we will. We'll get to it. It's a lot of wrestling out there.
Wow.
And no rules south of the border. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Mexico is crazy. Trust me, I know. Okay. What else happened on Raw that's even worth noting?
Oh,
Rollins beat up everybody, and then Bobby Lashley beat up everybody, and that was the end of
yeah.
that segment.
Real quick, I just
Mhm.
wanted. I didn't get a chance to say this last week. I am super happy for Dana Brooke. And I'm super happy for Dana Brooke because when she beat Cedric, I hate it had to be Cedric, but
Yeah.
I hate. Of course, it had to be Cedric, and it just had to be Cedric. But anyway,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm very happy for Dana. For people who have been watching the show from the beginning, I've always advocated for Dana Brooke. I've always advocated for Dana Brooke, and to see her, she was at some kind of Sports Illustrated Awards with Sasha and Bianca. To see her like so happy to have a title and proudly say that she's the 24/7 champion, and for
Yeah.
the fact that they're actually letting her have it, that nobody has tried coming after besides Tamina, but nobody has
Nobody's beat her.
tried. Nobody's meaner than Tamina now, but to see her hold it with pride and for her to feel so important with it, I'm very happy for Dana Brooke, and
Yeah.
I hope she gets a title shot. Maybe not a women's title, maybe a tag team title shot. Like I hope to see her having like a, I don't want to say a legitimate title because that sounds rude. I hope to see her having
No,
like
you're right.
a main title.
Yeah, no,
So
you're right.
I'm trying not to be, but she looks very happy, and I'm happy that she's happy about it. So I'm very happy for Dana Brooke. But I do want to talk about the main event of
Hold
the
on. What's your
evening.
what's your heat with Corey Graves?
Fuck Corey Graves. Moving on.
Okay. So as you were saying about the
That's
main
all.
event.
The main event was Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch for the
Big
women's
time
title.
back.
Yeah, her. Liv had a great showing.
She did.
She had a very great showing, and I wish. Would it? Is this the time for Liv? My problem with WWE, and I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna get to Jonathan's comment. My problem with WWE is that they just refuse to strike while the iron's hot, and it gets to the point where hold on, I know you have a comment, but let me finish. It gets to the point where they book themselves into a rematch and like, oh, this person lost, everybody's behind this person. Okay, this person lost, and we're gonna do a whole rematch angle. That gets old after a while. Would it have been nice to see Liv beat Becky? Yes. Um, did it happen? Clearly, it didn't. And they did this whole hype of talking about Trisha Lee's match with Charlotte,
Yeah.
where they main evented, the first time women main evented ever, like a Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because they only acknowledge Trish, Lita. And if it's not the Four Horsewomen, it's Trish. And if it's not Trish, it's Sable. And I'll leave that alone. I'll leave it alone. But it's like I think they could have done something there with Liv winning the title. I understand why they didn't, but if that was the case, Liv if Liv is the end game, no Avengers. If Liv is the end game to be champion, why waste this match now? Have her win the Royal Rumble. Have her win the Royal Rumble and then go on the road to WrestleMania and then win at WrestleMania. Even though my personal pick for the Royal Rumble is a certain Glow person, and just gonna leave that there. But it's like you have these places where people are hot, and it's like they're over. They got over by themselves, and that's another factor. They got over by themselves, and then Becky does what Becky does. She rolls people up and she wins. And it's just like, Becky wins, LOL. And, at this point, it's just like, okay, are you not going to beat them clean? I would, if it was like a screwy, like, in this point, it's a screwy finish, but are you going to get another rematch at day one or whatever the fuck they call that first pay per view?
Yeah, it's called day
at
one.
the beginning, day one, down since day one, whatever it is.
Day one ish.
It's like the writing is so fucking bad at this point where I just don't I just don't get invested anymore.
Most people
And
aren't.
and and this is just WWE. I'm just not invested in WWE.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not even you're booking yourselves into some bullshit. Because yes, were people upset that Liv didn't win? Yeah, I know I was one of those people. I wanted
But
her
my
to
whole
win,
thing is
but
why? Like, okay, so I'll let you
but
finish. Go ahead.
if not Liv, then who?
I'll get there. Okay, so my whole
Oh,
thing is
please don't say who I think it is.
okay. Well, I'll get there in a second.
Okay,
First of all, Jonathan said I have a thought. I'm happy Dana. Oh wait, I'm happy for Dana as well, but I kind of see that as a BS move because no one really takes
bullshit.
24 the the 24/7 title seriously, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
I don't
you know,
have any opposing point. Yes, exactly.
and you're absolutely right. You know, people don't take that particular title seriously, but I think if Dana actually defends it seriously, and you can tell she's taking it seriously, and will the fans care? We don't know. You
I
know,
don't think
she's a
so.
woman, but she's a woman, so they're probably not going to take her seriously anyway.
Well, it's not
But
just her being a woman. They didn't take the title seriously at
I
all.
mean, this
Period. Like,
title is like basically a glorified hardcore championship,
yeah.
which I wish it would have brought that back. You know, imagine I'm not saying Dana Brooke should get hit with a fucking kitchen table, but just
A frying
imagine
pan.
her a frying. Oh, that would be misogynistic. But anyway, but
No. Mighty Molly hit Hurricane in the head with a frying pan at WrestleMania 18.
X 18, yeah.
18 to win the hardcore 24/7
No, but
European
well, not
I-95.
that. That's not it. That's not the one. But this is my thing. I think for me personally, I
Yeah.
think the title holder makes the title. If Dana's taken her title reign as 24/7 champion seriously, if they get enough people behind her, I think that, you know, maybe they could build something. Even if she loses it next week. Let's say she loses it next week. You know, you can't say that, you know, Dana was a champion and she did take it seriously because it's like how she was with the title is just like she was, you know, you could tell she was legitimately excited, and then like the whole caption that she wrote, you know, after she won it, you know, it was like it's just a 24/7 championship, but you know, when it's your first championship
Yeah.
as a wrestler, you know, it means a lot. So it's like if she continues to be serious about it, I'm gonna root for Dana. I'm always rooting for Dana. But Jonathan
I'm
was
happy
saying
for her.
women who aren't the four horsewomen don't stand a chance to see. That's how I see it. I would say the four horsewomen plus Alexa Bliss. But
Okay.
it's unfortunate because now it's like, what about the women that came before them? Well, you didn't take them seriously, and a lot of them were really fucking good, but you just never gave them a chance. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm gonna go ahead and address Eric's next question. So I've been away from the wrestling scene for a hot minute. Can you bring that up? So I've been away from the wrestling scene for a hot minute, but are there any trans wrestlers yet? Yes. AEW has literally Nyla Rose,
Yeah.
who was the first. She's
And no,
both.
I
She
thought you were talking about champion. Yeah, God, I'm sorry.
she was champion. She was the AEW Women's Champion.
Yeah, she wasn't the
Um,
first though, but yeah, she was the
she
first.
wasn't the first, but she's the first black and indigenous, um,
Yeah.
and first trans um, women's champion, trans woman, women's champion. And you know, people say terrible stuff about her, but we'll get there later. But I think that AEW was taking a leap that WWE kind of refused to, unless it was statistically better for them.
Right.
And AEW isn't perfect. I have so many criticisms about AEW, and I guess we'll get there. And I think that with Nyla Rose being the first, as in the first Black, Indigenous, trans woman wrestler and champion that I personally have seen on the mainstream, I'm pretty sure there's more like her, and there's going to be more like her, and she was just the glass ceiling that broke.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
I do want to get back to your comment about Liv and everything with Becky. I'll read Jonathan's comment in a second, but just really quickly, did anybody really think Liv was going to win this match? I mean, let's okay.
Part of me did. I'm not gonna lie to you. A part of me did. I was just like, I'm ready. I'm ready
that
for
was your
Becky.
first mistake, but that's
But trusting WWE is my first mistake. Watching WWE
might be the second, and the third was believing that Liv was
fourth, fifth. Who's counting?
Well, they aren't, because they aren't counting their ratings. I'll tell you that much, because if they were, maybe they'd give us better TV. But anyway, so okay. Here's the thing, right? Just going back to Raw from the previous week. Liv got no reaction. And it's like, you cannot job somebody out for 6 years and then make people think that like she has a chance of winning this title. Like, that's my whole thing, right? And let me make this perfectly clear on this podcast, on the show. I love Liv Morgan. I think she's incredibly talented. But they jobbed the girl out for, like I said, for the last 5 to 6 years, right?
Yeah, they did.
And you want to make her a credible challenger in 3 weeks. It's just not feasible. Like, it's not believable. So that was my whole thing. Not for a second. Okay, I'm not going to say not for a second. When they did the whole video package about Liv Morgan's life and everything like that, I thought that was really good. I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe she might actually win. Like, I had just a little glimmer of hope that she might actually win. But then it went away real quick. I'm like, okay, you make Liv Morgan a champion, and then what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get people wanted Liv to win a title, but you had said something about if Liv Morgan is in game, then why are we doing this? I don't think she ever was. I don't think Liv's gonna win the women's title. I don't think that's where we're going here. I don't think that's what the plan is. I think the plan is. Go ahead.
No, my bad. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just gonna say, I think the plan is Bianca Becky at WrestleMania. If Ronda Rousey is not ready, of course, but which I don't think she will be. I do think that the plan is Bianca Becky, and that's where Bianca gets her win back against Becky Lynch. I think that's where we're going. So if that's where we're going, then Liv and whoever else is in the middle just unfortunately is gonna be somebody to do the job to Becky Lynch. You cannot. And here's the thing: Becky Lynch is the second hottest person in the company right now. Right. So it's like, she is your top star. You don't in the women's division, right? And if we're talking about the wrestling in general, she's the second biggest name in wrestling, so it's like right now, currently. So it's like, you don't take the women's title off of her right now and put it on somebody that's just Liv's got some momentum. But when half of the arena is just kind of like indifferent to you when you're coming out, it's like, and again, on TV, it made it sound real good. Being in that arena, you could almost hear a pin drop when Liv came out there. And I felt so bad for her, because I'm like, Liv deserves more. And it's not just Liv deserves more from the writers and from the company. She deserves more from the fans that say they support her. And that's why when Becky Lynch said that these fans are fickle, like Bryan Danielson tried to tell us years ago, it is true. Because I'm telling you, the minute Liv won that title, there was going to be people that started to turn on her. Because it's always good to support the underdog, right? The underdog story is always a great story until you're no longer the underdog. They did it with Becky Lynch. Okay, they've done it with a bunch of people in the past. So And that's where I stand on it. And like I said, I like Liv. I wouldn't be opposed to her getting a title run, but I don't think Liv is gonna get the championship, at least not anytime soon. Um, and that's just how I feel. And like I said, there's no Jonathan says talk your shit, sir. Yeah. I mean, sir. Yeah, like I'm at the point where I want something different from WWE, but it's got to mean something. And if you're going to, if you're getting to the point where you are pushing Liv, but she's not getting those reactions, and this goes for not just for Liv, but for I want to say 85% of the roster. Why is Roman Reigns the biggest draw on that show, and he's not even on the show? He wasn't on Monday Night Raw, but I'm telling you, from everybody that was there. And you can ask this, you can verify this, right? Roman Reigns got probably the biggest reaction next to Edge. Edge, a Hall of Famer who is not even a full-time wrestler, which means your full-time wrestlers are not getting over like the Hall of Fame talent. And that's just and it's just it's not all the wrestlers' fault. And I'm gonna be honest,
No,
it's not the wrestlers'
it's
fault.
not.
They're not given the opportunity to get over like Edge was able to get over back in the day, right? Or even like how Roman's able to get over, because he's doing a lot of the stuff with Roman is Roman's own stuff. It's him and Paul Heyman and everybody that's involved with that angle, right? So they're able to do a little bit more than some of the other talent. The people that Randy Orton, another one that got a loud reaction in that arena. But Randy Orton's been in the business 20 years.
Yeah.
The legend killer has become the legend.
Yeah.
Right. So of course Randy's getting the respect pop. You know what I'm saying? So that's but that's just where I'm at right now. You know, it's like if some of it is on the talent. I am not saying that it's all completely on the writers. Some of it is on the talent, right? But I will say the majority of the blame is on the company and on the writers for not allowing these talents to get themselves over. You don't go ahead, V.
I'm sorry. I mean, if you got people coming soon for like 4 years and, you know, they get released or, you know, plans change, you know, with wrestling subject, card and subject change, that's fine or whatever. But my whole thing is when it comes to the not even the talent, and I agree with you. You said, you know, sometimes it is the talent, sure, but if the writers aren't giving you anything, and then you're trying to pitch stuff, and then they're saying no, what the fuck are you supposed to do? You know, you know what are you supposed to do? You want to get over, you're trying to get over, you try to pitch stuff to get you over, and they're denying you to do that, and then like, oh, we're gonna give you this. You know, we're gonna make you look stupid here. We're gonna make you look stupid there. And you know, yes, can this be on a talent? Absolutely. But I think it's 90-10.
I would say 85-15. But okay, we can go.
We can disagree on that.
We're arguing semantics. Semantics.
Yeah, I think at this point it's 90-10 because the writing has been so bad for so long.
Piss poor.
Pissy. Like, this is so bad. And it's like, you know, you have people that are trying to get over, that want to get over, but the crowd doesn't care because you don't see them because they're always in the fucking back. You know, wayward on a fucking segment. Or, you know, asking people for autographs and shit. And then, you know, WWE has this problem where they stick to nostalgia and you know, they stick to nostalgia to sell their pay-per-views or to sell their matches, to sell their, you know, shows. And at this point here, you know, their issues that they can't make new stars because they're always relying on the old ones. And then some, not all, some of the old ones don't want to put over the new talent. So it's just like, okay, well, what's the fucking point of me facing the old talent or a nostalgia act if they're not going to put me over, or at least not even like, you know, and when I say putting over, I don't necessarily mean winning the match, but you know, if you're going to make me look fucking stupid out there, what's the point of me doing this? Or
Right.
what's the point of me trying to get over if I'm never going to get over because of horrible writing? And the writing, they always feel like they're going to do good writing when it comes to, you know, an Oldberg or,
Mm-hmm.
I love Edge, but an Edge, it's like you're not giving the new talent time to shine, which is why I do like, not a lot of people like NXT 2.0, but that's
No,
why I
I'm
do
digging
like,
it.
yeah, I do like NXT 2.0 because they are at least, if they're facing, an NXT legend, and at least those people put their talent over in some way, shape, or form. And once again, putting somebody over doesn't necessarily mean that they have to win the match.
Right.
It's making them look good. Now, I will say Edge does really well with making younger talent look good,
Yeah.
and but not everybody has that. That's why we got you know Goldberg beating Bray Wyatt,
Right.
and it's upsetting because WWE is can be better than that, but they're not the end game anymore. At this point, they're not the end game. Let's be
Yeah.
real. Everybody wanted to be WWE superstar, blah blah blah, blah all that good shit. All that good shit. And at this point here, the way that they treat their wrestlers, they treat them like they're expendable.
Yeah.
You could be here today, gone tomorrow. You could be a champion, you can get released. You could be a top star, you can get released. When you are shown that you don't matter as much as you do in the business or in the WWE side of the business, what's the fucking point in trying? What's the
Yeah.
fucking point in trying to get yourself over? You can show up on a random, you know, a random segment where you're talking about an egg. Like,
Uh,
like fucking sick about eggs. What the fuck?
yeah.
Like, if they're not putting any effort and if the wrestlers or the talent are trying to put in all the fucking effort to try to get over and nobody gives a fuck, and then the writers don't give a fuck because you're not Roman, you're not
Becky.
Charlotte, you're not Becky.
Mm.
What's the fucking point? At this point, WWE should show that for the most part, there is a place for certain people, and or there is a place. Period. And it's unfortunate now that WWE has had such a fall from grace. Let's not be delusional here. WWE has had a fall from grace
Yeah.
because they're not as good or as exciting as they once were, and that's not necessarily on the talent because the talent is there. That's on the writers. The writers and the bookers who are one out of touch, two old as fuck, and
Yeah.
three only focusing on the same five or six people. You you can build a division out of five or six people, but if you're not giving them something, or if you're not giving mid level stories or lower tier stories or shit on, not superstars, I don't know if superstars exist, or a main event, it just it never made sense to me. And go ahead and go to that next comment Jonathan put down.
All right. Well, I'll read the comment on the screen, and then we'll go to some of the other ones. V just took the words right out of my mouth. The old veterans don't want to put the new talent over like they used to in the 90s and the 2000s. I'll keep going here. Jonathan also says Razor Ramon put over a very young 1-2-3 kid, and
Mm-hmm.
it elevated his career. Undertaker bumped and worked Jeff Hardy in a ladder match, made Jeff look like gold. Yes, and I mentioned that earlier when I was talking about the Undertaker, and so I mentioned that earlier. Undertaker also got eliminated by Maven. The bets are selfish now. I agree with all those points. I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. I
I
mean, I have nothing bad to say. Look, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So okay, what do you give Monday Night Raw from this week? Let's see here.
I'm gonna give it a one count.
You're giving Raw 1 count. All right, where is the 1 count? All right, well, there it is. Okay. I didn't hate Raw. I thought Liv showed a lot. And I'm very impressed by Liv. I thought the
No,
cage match was good.
Liv showed a lot of promise.
Yes. A no contest for Jonathan for
Not
Raw
no
here.
contest.
Oh
Honestly.
man. I'm gonna give Raw a 2 count. I didn't hate the show. I thought it was good. Well, I thought it was decent. Just because
Okay,
of the
let's try that
opening.
again.
Yeah, because of the opening and because of the main event. I really was behind Liv, and I might have to say that was Liv's best match. Very very good match from Liv Morgan, and I'm gonna give Becky a credit because she got Liv through that whole match. So I'm gonna go 2 count there. Double count out. I don't think it was that bad, Jonathan. um, okay,
I need to make up new tiers. Shit.
right. All right. All right, let's go. Let's go to Dynamite so we can get about it because you didn't watch NXT this week, but
No, I
just
did watch NXT. I did not watch Dynamite.
oh, you don't watch Dynamite.
No.
Okay, well I was at Dynamite, so we got to talk about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, well,
We gotta talk about
I just want to just real quick from NXT.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny Gargano
it. Yes, thank you, Johnny.
and
Thank you,
Kyle
Kyle.
O'Reilly. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it. Yeah. Same. Same. And Johnny put over Grayson Waller on the way out, it looks like. And Kyle, as I mentioned earlier, put over Von Wagner. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's go to Dynamite so we can get up out of here. Okay. Okay. Let me first start by saying AEW just feels different when you're there. Now, having been to a Raw and being to Dynamite, it feels, yeah, I'll do it. Johnny Wrestling. All right, yeah. That's what Jonathan's comment was. Okay, now being at both. First of all, AEW had 10,000 people in the building and Raw had about 5,000. So there you go. AEW had double the amount of people in the same building a week later for Dynamite than Monday Night Raw. So AEW is now outdrawing WWE in the New York market. Let's keep going. So that's the first thing. Another thing I want to mention, there are not a lot of hold on. Jonathan said AEW cares. That's your difference. Yes. Tony Khan makes it. No, I agree. Tony Khan makes it a point every show to come out there before the show ends, and then after Dynamite ends, and then after Rampage ends to come out. He comes out first to get the crowd hype right before Dynamite goes live, and then after Dynamite he checks with us to see, so did you guys enjoy Dynamite? And if you say no, he's gonna ask you why. I'm like, so what could we have done differently? Like that's the kind of guy Tony is, right? So I'm gonna give it to Tony Khan in AEW. And it just we'll let V talk about this in a second, but it just feels different going to an AEW show versus a WWE show. You have more adults. Okay, so it is a more adult show. Okay, the chants are more adult. And
a little mustier.
A little bit. Not my section. My section was clean, but the lower you go, for the most part, the more expensive the ticket. I'm just gonna say this: the more expensive the ticket is, the better it smells there. Okay, I'm just saying. My section was good, and I was like literally, I want to say maybe like 3 rows right above the floor. Like I had really good seats, and I want to say the UBS Arena in on Long Island. I'm going to be grammatically correct here because that's how you say Long Island. When you're talking about Long Island, you say you're on Long Island, right? Not in Long Island, you're on Long Island. I just want to make sure people understand that if we're being grammatically correct.
If
You
you're
know
not
what I
a
mean?
New Yorker, yeah, it's a
Right.
New York specific game.
Right. You're not in Long Island. You're on Long Island. Okay. So the UBS Arena is on Long Island. But anyway, so this arena is it's very nice, right? It's not like a huge arena. I think it's maybe a 15,000 seater, maybe, but it's big enough. That's a big enough building. Um, my section, right, had a nice full bar. Had a great concession stand and everything.
I'd
Yeah,
be drunk
it was
within 10
no
minutes of
B. It was
show.
wonderful. Next
I'd
time
be drunk
you're
too.
over here, if there's a show on the UBS, we gotta go. Like it's a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
building. It's a really nice
I
building.
might have to stay on Long Island then because I'd be drunk 20 minutes.
But anyway, so let's get to it. The show opens with MJF's music playing, right? And the building erupts. I have never heard these many marks chant for somebody in my life. Okay. And so his music plays, but it's a troll job by CM Punk. Right. So once people realize it's CM Punk, oh, the bulls just rain in. And this marks the first time that CM Punk has been booed out of a building in 7 years.
Yep.
Let's see what Jonathan says here. Oh man, a full bar. Oh man.
Who's that uppity brother sipping wine at AW show? Me.
It ain't gonna be wine for me. I need hard
Yeah.
liquor. But anyway,
It'll be a mixture of both.
yeah.
Porque no nos both. Dos.
Oh, there you go. But anyway, so CM Punk troll job talks about the Islanders because the Islanders suck.
I mean, they do.
Crowd didn't like that. They suck.
They do.
He talks about how the Islanders still haven't won a home game in their home building yet, which is true because they suck.
Not a lie.
I mean, just total troll job and crowd chanting something. And I'm gonna be honest, I was in the crowd. I don't even know what they were saying to CM Punk. And CM Punk even said on TV, "I don't know what you're saying." Okay, just like I don't know how the Islanders can't win a game in this building. Just wonderful stuff from CM Punk. He tries to get MJF to come out there, but MJF doesn't come out there. And yeah, CM Punk basically was heel for the night. He didn't go up the hill ramp. He went down the baby face ramp. And yeah, I mean, he's heel in New York, but he's a baby face all over. Because he kept mentioning Chicago, and we're just like, all right, Punk. Great opening segment, great way to open the show. So much heel heat for CM Punk. And that was that. What happened? I'm trying to do it from memory. So after that, there was the Battle Royal. MJF was in the Battle Royal. They did this video package with MJF just being a prick like he always is, but the crowd loved it because we was on Long Island. And when Dasha said from Plainview, Long Island, the whole of like I could feel the ground shaking. I'm like, guys, like, do you realize this is MJF? Like, what are we doing here? You know, but anyway, MJF hid behind Wardlow the whole time because he's a chicken shit, and he hid behind Wardlow the whole time. And every now and then he would like take a shot at somebody, and the crowd would pop. I think he took a shot at maybe Dante Martin or somebody, and the crowd started chanting, "Holy shit, holy shit!" Like at MJF. Like it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. As much as I hate the guy, it was fun. It was hilarious. It was very entertaining. Wardlow's about to turn on MJF. We've been saying that for 2 years. I don't know what is gonna happen. Like I don't know at this point. But yeah. So MJF and Dante Martin, they won the Battle Royal. You know, in AEW, you have 2 winners, and those 2 winners go against each other. So they're gonna face each other next week at Winter is Coming. Because Winter is coming. Okay, so next we had I think we had the I think we had the Varsity Blondes.
Yeah.
Next we had the Varsity Blondes and oh god.
Okay,
Jurassic Express with Christian.
All right.
Oh, yo, Jungle Boy's over. Luchasaurus is over. I'm talking about big time over. The baby faces won a match. Good match. It was versus the Acclaimed and 2.0.
Oh.
Okay. What else happened on this show? Oh, V's gonna love this.
Am I?
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
we had Sammy Guevara come out there
Oh.
with the TNT
You said I was gonna
championship.
love this.
Yeah, you're gonna love this, right? And get
fucking
this,
hate
V.
it already.
Get this, V. Get this.
What?
On the, I think, Christmas edition of AEW, we're getting Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes for the TNT championship.
You said I was gonna love this. I
Christmas
fucking
Day.
hate it. I hate it already. I just like both of these motherfuckers. Like,
Oh man. So you're not gonna
what
be
the
front row
hell?
at in Jacksonville for the show?
Chava.
Julia Hart had something spit in her face. Okay, all right, let me explain. Let me explain.
That
Okay.
sounds so bad without context.
Well,
Okay.
well, this is what
Can
happened.
we please get context?
I'm just telling you what happened.
For the love of God.
She had some black stuff spit in her face. Okay, so this is what happened, right? And no, Lee Johnson wasn't out there. All right, so Boss City Blondes was coming out there to cut a promo.
Fucking out. I gotta go. What the fuck?
Boss City Blondes was out there cutting a promo, right? And hold on, that Winter's Coming joke went over like a root.
I mean, I understood it because I watched Game of Thrones, but
they got it. It's okay. It's all right.
Whoa.
It's one of those shows tonight. You can tell I'm in a good mood tonight. I've been in a good mood all
yeah.
night.
And we love it. It's fine. I'm letting him have it.
All right. So where was I? I was at Julia getting stuff spit in her face. All right. So
wow.
Boss City Blondes come out there to cut a promo. The lights go out on TV because we clearly saw everything in the arena. The lights go out. Malachi Black comes running out of the tunnel. Okay, running out. You could see Malachi Black running out of tunnel. Right. The lights come on. He spits his miss into Julia's face, and you could hear Julia scream throughout the whole arena. Like that scream she let off was just like it sounded like somebody was dying. Like good sell by Julia Hart on that. Because you could hear it all throughout the building. The lights go out. Malachi's running back through the tunnel, but of course on TV it looks like it's black. Okay. Malachi runs back through the tunnel and the lights come on, and of course he's gone. But everybody in the building could see Malachi running back through the tunnel there. And of course the Boss City Blondes, what happened? Where'd he go? What happened? I'm like, if we could see it, y'all could see it. But TV magic. So that was that segment. Bryan Danielson wrestled John Silver in the main event of Dynamite. Good match, predictable, but good match. I think John got knocked out, because Bryan put him in like a full Nelson on the ground. But he was already yeah, I'm just breaking all kind of K words tonight. But yeah, you could clearly see that Malachi ran through the tunnel, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, John Silver was knocked out and Bryan got the win, and then he says that he promised the people of Long Island that he was gonna kick John Silver's head in, and that's what he plans to do. So he proceeded to kick John Silver's head in. Adam Page made the save, and Dynamite went off the air. And by the way, Rio beat Jamie Hayter to advance in the TBS tournament. Yeah. And Trent's back. To help the best friends. Yes, Trent is back.
Hi, Trent.
Yeah, and Trent's mom, Sue, came back also. Yeah.
I mean, that was a given.
Yeah. Well, they all live on Long Island, so. And that was Dynamite. I'm not going to talk about Rampage because it hasn't happened yet. But just know they sent Hook. Okay, remember what CM Punk said? You can send Hook. Well, they sent Hook. Hook's going to have a match this Friday on Rampage. You guys want to check it out? I'm just gonna say, you guys want to check
Okay.
it out. Check out Hook's debut on Rampage. Um, Rampage was really good too, but you guys, check that out. And that was Dynamite. I was at the show, so of course I'm gonna give it a 3 count. I don't know how it came off on TV, did not watch it back, but yeah, it was a very good show. Wasn't as good as the Off the Ass show. I mean, come on, we had Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. There. We had Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. Ruby worked Rampage as well, I believe. So yeah, very good show. Not as good as the Off the Ass show. It was kind of a build up to Winter is Coming. And yeah, that's it. Winter's coming next week. It's Hangman Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship. Put you on the spot, V. Who wins this match?
Oh, it's too early for Hangman Adam Page to drop the title. Um,
Hold on. Yes. Shout out to CM Punk with the 4 Pillars t-shirt. He actually had a t-shirt that had the 4 Pillars on there. And it had Britt Baker on there. And he said, MJF, I can talk about a woman without talking about getting in her pants. Maybe you should take a lesson about that.
Corey Graves. Anyway, so
that's great for the audio, right? Let me clear my throat. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean it's right there. I think Adam Page is going to retain. I think there's going to be shenanigans involved. I don't think that they shouldn't have him drop it this early.
What if they do? Wouldn't that be the ultimate heel move by Bryan Danielson to beat Adam Page?
Since winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Chacadas. Because I personally, Bryan Danielson doesn't need a title.
Which winter are they talking about? Katie Lee from TNA? There was a winter in TNA. Do you believe that? Do you remember that? Okay, I'm gonna look it up. As you were saying.
Yeah. I don't think they should. Brian, I'm fucking making it. Bryan Danielson shouldn't win this early. I don't think he doesn't need it. I don't think it calls for him to win right now. So there might be shenanigans, and I'm gonna say Adam Page retains. Okay. Because why waste that story? It's feel good story. It happens, and then he just loses it a couple weeks later. I don't think that's happening.
So just in case you guys think I'm just getting sleepy with the jokes, this is winter, okay?
Oh
Katie Lee.
Katie Lee.
Okay. Not Katie Vick, not to be confused with Katie Vick.
Okay,
this is
all
Katie
right.
Lee.
No, you did not say Katie Vick. All right, I'm finished.
Yeah, I need an image of Katie Vick. I think I can find
No. You can Google it yourselves, ladies, gentlemen, those in non-binary. You can Google it yourself. Google it at your own risk. It is not safe for work. Do not do this in front of your children. Just like how Triple H was like, "Oh, China can't be in the Hall of Fame because if my children Google China and your children can also Google you in blackface." But that's neither here nor there. Speaking of blackface, black people.
Yes,
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this here. I am tired of white wrestling fans and you coon nuggets always diminishing a black person's, especially a black woman's experience when they talk about literally anything. But in this case, we're talking about wrestling. Jade recently was on Twitter and asked as to why every time a black woman speaks about their experience in wrestling or their experience in general, there's always a group of white wrestling fans, those who don't really wipe well, who don't know much about soap or toothpaste or, mouthwash, wiping front to back. Um, there's
Yeah.
always a group of those in those knuckle dragging, tap dancing, watermelon shucking and jiving, coon biscuits, black, mostly male, usually mostly male, wrestling fans diminishing the issue to it's not about race, it's about talent. And I'm gonna tell you why I hate that. Because that's always used when black women or black women in wrestling talk about their experience where they have to be three, four, five times the athlete, the charismatic. They have to be three, four, and we as black people, me and you, Mike, we've gotten that conversation that you have
Mm-hmm.
to get two, three times as much to get as half as what they have.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as soon as Jade tweeted that, it's like, well, you are green, da 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 da. But I was like, okay, there's a lot of women in wrestling companies who are green or may not be as talented as others, but still get the opportunities over those who are of color, specifically black,
Yeah.
and they still get nothing. You know, black female wrestlers have to fight to get on TV.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about it, and it's always those same people. It's like, oh, it's not about race, it's about talent. But y'all were silent about the following: blackface in wrestling. DX, Roddy Piper, Billy Gunn doing it more than once in more than one different promotions. Y'all really quiet about Tessa Blanchard. It's still fuck Tessa Blanchard here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, next decade. In the words of Erica Badu, the next lifetime. Fuck her. And you know who else could fuck off? Hulk Hogan.
Well, yeah, all the time.
Just fuck Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Fuck Booker T too. And I just wanted to say that there. But it's always when black women express themselves, and I'm speaking from a place of privilege because I'm a black man, but it's always when black women express themselves about their experiences, literally in anything. And it's always white men, white women, and black men talking about, oh, it's not about this. Maybe you're not good enough. But it's a couple of people that's on AEW's roster that's not that good, but still get opportunities, get TV time. And it's unfortunate for the fact that, they essentially ran her off Twitter. She deleted her, or I guess, stopped her account. And it's unfortunate because this always happens. Bianca has said the same thing. Recently, Naomi has also said the same thing. Y'all were quiet when, people in London were like throwing N words at Naomi when she turned on Paige. They silenced. So you heard that you're a nigger. I remember seeing that. I remember hearing that. The Sasha's Ratchet chants, which Sasha said herself that she was not a fan of. It's like every
I
time
remember
that
those. I remember those.
it's like
I was
every
one of those
time
people that was saying no, she's not, because they would go Sasha's ratchet. No, she's not.
it is.
Sasha's ratchet.
It's
Yeah.
always when black women express themselves, stating an unfairness or a bias when it pertains to them, their talent, their ability, whatever, is always the usual suspects that want to come out the woodworks like, oh, it's not about race, everything's not about race. But in this case here, let's be real. Let's talk about it, because I remember those wrestling forums back in the day. I remember the way that some of y'all used to call Jazz a man. I remember you used to do the same thing to Shaniqua. I remember the
She was
fact
with the
that,
Bashams, right?
yes, I remember when people had slick shit to say about Jacqueline. I remember how Jacqueline was used to make Sable, who's not good in the ring, look like $1,000,000. And the only reason why she won the title, Jacqueline broke a barrier to make a white woman look good.
Yeah.
Let's sit here and let's fucking talk about it. And when Jade expressed that, instead of saying, "Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe we're pieces of shit," the same thing that every time black people not even complains, every time black people explains or points out about inequalities in some way, shape, or form, it's always the white people and those cool nuggets that's always gonna say, "Oh, it's not about race, maybe it's about talent and ability." You know who? It's quite a few people that did not have talent and ability a long time ago, but still got the opportunity. And Jacqueline beat men and women's asses.
Yeah.
And when it comes to certain things, I'm not gonna bring up Jeff, but Jeff Hardy. Let
Yeah.
me rephrase that. I'm not gonna bring up Jeff Hardy. Woo.
Hey, Jeff Meacham. That's the other Jeff.
But
Yeah.
y'all made jokes about Alicia Fox being an alcoholic.
Damn.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember. Y'all still do it.
How's Foxy doing?
She's, as far as I've seen, she's doing well. She's great. Is
It's good.
last time she's posted on social media, and it's like, y'all
Good.
remember when y'all ran Naomi off Twitter when Jay got his DUI and blamed her,
Which was
when
so
she had
dumb. Like,
when she had nothing to do with it.
she wasn't even
Nothing.
there.
She wasn't even there. It's not like you know white people have room to be mediocre.
Yeah.
White wrestlers have the room to be mediocre, especially when there's nepotism involved.
Yeah.
Black wrestlers don't get that. And thank you. Go ahead and put that up. It is always the women being targeted, which is why I'm still saying fuck Booker T to this day. Because he doesn't do that to the men. Well, he does it to the men, but he mainly does it to the women. But it's upsetting because Jade basically called y'all out on y'all bullshit that you constantly do. I've seen comments about Jade. Y'all do that to Red Velvet. It's so funny. Wrestlers, everybody has an off night. People mess up. They're human. I've seen quite a few non-black wrestlers mess up more than once on more than one occasion, and they don't get half as much shit as Red Velvet did when she missed that moonsault, or the 2-3 times that Naomi is mixed springboard kick.
Yeah.
And it's annoying at this point because it's predictable. All Jade did was ask why do wrestling fans hate black women. That's it. Because as a society hates black women in general.
Mm.
So the audacity that a lot of you racists and niggadactyls had to bother Jade or to just come after Jade for asking a simple question that we've all have asked. I've seen the slick comments about Bianca. I've seen. Let's not talk about how y'all treat Nyla Rose.
Yeah.
Let's. Do we want to do that? Should we go there? And it's irritating to see every time a black woman stands up for herself. There's always someone ready and willing and able to bring them down because you don't want to hear it, because it doesn't strictly affect you, because wrestling has been white for how long?
Yeah.
For how long?
Big Swole left the company, the first one to leave, I believe. I don't know if she's the first person to leave, but she's definitely one of the first people to not be with the company anymore. I don't know if she's the first person. Um, she might under contract, maybe. I, I
So
can't I can't think right now. It's late.
yeah,
And,
it's like, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Shout
yeah,
out to Jade for
yeah,
shaking the table, and if she leaves Twitter for good, maybe it's a good thing because one, wrestling Twitter doesn't want to hear that conversation because it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's always oh, it's not about race, but y'all be quick to be like, oh, and word this and word that. You quick to throw slurs at black female wrestlers specifically,
Yeah.
and when you're held accountable for it, you play victim, and that's not how the fuck this goes. Leave black women alone. Leave black female wrestlers alone. If they want to wrestle, if they want to talk about the inequalities that they have faced, who the fuck are you
Right.
to discount them on their experience? Because
Yeah.
we've seen it. We've seen it. I remember when you used to yell nigger at Naomi. Okay,
Yeah.
London.
Sure, they weren't calling her a wanker.
No.
Okay.
They said no. They did not
Okay.
say
Okay.
no.
All right.
They said
All right.
nigger, and you
Okay.
hear it clearly.
All right.
And then
Yes,
it's like,
and
oh,
that is true. Vince said the N word live on
you
TV.
damn right, because I can.
Yeah.
But it's irritating to see every time a black woman stands up for themselves. You know what? Let's go there. Every time a black female athlete stands up for themselves, there's always an issue. Serena Williams, Naomi Osaka,
Hmm.
okay, Simone Biles.
Yeah.
It's like Venus.
Hmm.
Every time a black woman talks about her experience in a male dominated or white male dominated sport, there's always an issue. Oh, that doesn't happen. Oh, that's not real. Oh, racism doesn't exist. Or if we stop talking about racism, maybe it will go away. No.
Yeah.
Don't discount their experience because you don't give a fuck about it. How about y'all do me a favor? I think a lot of wrestling fans need to do me a favor. Find the nearest body of water. Okay,
Oh
swim
boy.
out
Oh boy.
into the deepest part. Take a deep breath and swallow. And I'm out this bitch.
Okay. Well said. Um, I meant McMahon v. Yes. That's what he meant when he said Vince said the N word on live TV
Back to that.
right in front of Booker T.
Fuck Booker T.
Hold that
Back
thought.
to
Hold that thought. There is something that kind of describes like how I feel about some of this, right? Like, so okay. And I'm gonna give him credit. Shout out to my boy Heartbreak Coolio. Um, for those of you that know, they know, and those that don't, you don't need to know. But yeah, shout out to my boy Julio. And Julio said, I'm gonna read it. I follow mostly black and brown people who's tapped in with the culture. Even the ones from other backgrounds know what's up. So I never really see the hate for black women wrestlers. But that's me though. I'm sure. Wait, I'm trying to. I think he had a typo here, but I'm sure them with the bigger platforms be up against all kind of shade and hate. Um, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't follow so many people that, like, I know it's out there. Don't get me wrong, I know it's out there. But as far as like on my timeline and what I'm seeing, I don't see a lot of it because of the people that I follow. They don't have that type of energy towards black women and black wrestlers in general. They are very supportive of black women and black wrestlers, but I'm not saying that it's not out there. I know it's out there.
Oh no, it gets retweeted onto my timeline. That's the only reason why I see it. I just want to say something really quick.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna cover Follow Me Camera and follow me as I light this match and burn this bridge. If you are going to write
Mm-hmm.
about or write an article about any kind of wrestler or any kind of black wrestler experiencing race issues, I suggest that you find someone of that race to write it. Because as soon as you post your little link, the white wrestling fans are always going to be the ones, and this is actually how I've seen it. Be the main ones. Oh, here they go about race again. Yes, because this stupid ass country was built off of racial genocide,
Mm-hmm.
slavery, Jim Crow. It is systemic. So, yes, it's about race because you just so happen to benefit from the fucking systems put in place. It benefits you, which is why you don't care, which is why you get upset when people try to hold you accountable for your actions and your words. How about you jump in the ocean and drown? Eat ass on Thursday. Swallow bricks.
Wow. Okay. Oh, okay.
Fucking no, because I'm fucking tired. There's
I,
always black women, and that pisses me the fuck off.
no, I hear you. And so, all right. And I'm gonna say this respectfully, right? Um, well, as respectfully as I can about one of the people that are responsible for us even having this platform. Jeff Meacham, buddy, you did a show with Aaron Riff of NoDQ.com a few years back, and they were talking about Hogan coming back to WWE. And they were not they were not offensive to black people in any way, shape, or form. But I didn't feel like, so here's the thing, right? You had, and I'm gonna be like just blatantly honest about it. You had four white guys talking about how black people are going to feel, you know what I'm saying, about Hogan. And I I've said this, and I think I said this to Jeff. It's not you guys' place to tell us how to feel or how we're gonna feel about Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell us, oh, like, all right, like, you know, and I'm not saying Jeff did this, and I want to make that perfectly clear, especially on this. I'm not saying he did this. What I am saying is it was alluded that, like, okay, yes, it was horrible. They weren't taking up for him, but they also weren't like criticizing him, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? They was kind of like in the middle about it. And then when it came down to how we're supposed to feel, or like how black people feel about it, it's like none of you guys are black. So you can't tell me how to feel about Hogan coming back or about Hogan in general. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that Hogan is a hero to a lot of people, right? I get it. Not to me. You know what I'm saying? Not to V, not to my pops, not to many people, but to some, he is a hero. And I do understand that. Hold up. Jonathan said they stood out but didn't stand against. Right. Like they because they're fans of Hogan. Right? It was one of those situations where they grew up idolizing Hulk Hogan, right? And again, they weren't being offensive, but it's just like it's stuff like that, and that's the example that I have. That you cannot, if you are not, let's call a spade, you're not black. You cannot tell a black person how to feel about how somebody's racist against them. You know what I'm saying? Like how to feel about somebody being racist against them. You just can't. Like you can't tell me how to feel about Hogan. You know, so and you're over there discussing, you have, like I said, you have four white people, white men discussing racial issues, and none of them are black. And I hope that this does not I like if it does, it is what it is. But like, I'm not saying anything to be like disrespectful to Jeff, but I'm just like speaking out a bit against like how some of these, and again, not just Jeff specifically, but like how some of the white people in media, I guess, if you can call it that, speak about race issues that really have nothing against them. I mean, that have nothing to do with them, I should say. So I definitely understand where's V like is coming from here, and just stop trying to tell black people how to feel. It's basically how I'm gonna end that.
Because I'll tell you to go fuck yourself and go fucking drown in the fucking ocean. Fuck off.
Okay.
But like, real quick,
yes.
there's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. The show in general with you, Mike.
Yeah.
Is because I'm gonna keep it real 100 emoji. It's because wrestling media is oversaturated with white men who won't get over the glory. There are so many other black wrestling podcasts out here besides us.
Mm-hmm.
There's Powerbomb Jutsu.
Yes.
Jutsu, Mike.
I said it right. All right. Jutsu. I got it. Got it.
I believe it's the Public Enemies podcast.
Yes.
I believe that's what it's called.
Yep.
Jobbeteers. It's
shout out to my
a
guys.
lot.
All my guys.
It's a lot. It's so many different outlets for black wrestling fans by black wrestling fans.
Julio's podcast as well.
And it's a lot out there, and we don't get as much views and listens and streams because we are considered niche because we're black, not because we're wrestling fans, because we're black. And it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to be really correct here.
Say what's on your mind, bro.
It's annoying because we have so much to give to wrestling. We have so much to give to wrestling media in general. I guess I'm a media personality, whatever you want to call it, whatever. I just do a podcast. But there's so much of us. And if we got half as many streams and listens and views as a Jim Cornette, even though I respect Jim Cornette for what he's contributed to the business, if we got half as much, if other black wrestling podcasts got half as much, they'll flock to us because I really hate the representation conversation. Because not all skin folk are kinfolk. Hey, Booker T. Oh, he's gonna get this slander to the day he dies. Not all skin folk, and it's just like, why do we have to put in so much work in order to get a quarter of the results that other wrestling podcasts or wrestling media gets? Because wrestling demographically is a white man's sport in which, as per usual, other people of color come in, do well, dominate, but we still don't get that recognition. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how we had to wait until the 90s to have a mainstream wrestling champion, or like a mainstream black wrestling champion, with Ron Simmons, and in 96 with Jacqueline. Of course, yes, Bearcat Wright is the first recognized, black
Ron
world wrestling champion.
On your top 10, right?
Yes, I'm gonna fight you, Mike. But
What's your favorite match? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
Stuff like that. Anyway, it, it wasn't like it. We shouldn't have to wait for so long, and then it's this conversation like, okay, we should make our own, and then we'll make our own. Well, it's not fair that you have your own, because what about us? Okay, but we've been, pulled aside from your wrestling promotions. You
Yeah.
know, it. You come up to us, is like, you glad to have a job, nigga. Ric Flair.
Huh?
And
Oh
and
man.
and it's like irritating. It's like the same thing when it comes to predominantly white institutions in HBCU. Oh, why do you have all black schools? Because we weren't allowed to go to your schools in the 1800s, Peachy. The fuck are you talking about? Like, it's irritating. It's that BET conversation all over again. Even though BT is no longer black owned.
Nah,
Why do
yeah.
you? Would you be mad if we have a white entertainment television? You have white entertainment television.
It's all over. Yeah.
Like, it's literally everything,
Yeah.
and
I agree.
it's like the disproportionate, the disproportionate. I can't even fucking think. I'm so irritated. The the way that we have been treated
Yeah.
forever
Mm-hmm.
is so fucking wild. It is like, I'm thankful for promotions like Battle Club Pro. I'm thankful for promotions like House of Glory that
Yes.
in
Blazing red.
it. I'm thankful for those promotions because they at least include people. It's not like we throw two black people in a main event for a main show for the first time, even though we've been a company for almost 100 fucking years, or for over
Yeah.
50 years. It yes, the moment feels good, but now all of a sudden now it feels like, okay, are you just checking a box?
Yeah. They are.
And like, are you checking a box? And then you get the people impact that you have black wrestling champions, and they straight up coon for racists like Tessa Blanchard, Moose. And
Yeah.
it, it's it it's annoying, and I'm tired. As a black wrestling fan, I am tired.
Hey, Jonathan, I can, but it's usually in the New York area. Like we'll talk about it, but it's usually in the New York area. So I know you're like down, I think in Georgia now. So if you're, if you are around in New York, like I can definitely get you into one of the shows. That's not a problem. But like I said, it's
That's
usually
that's
New
all
York.
I that's all I got. It's like, for me as a black wrestling fan, I'm tired, and it's always when a wrestler, Cameron Grimes, that gets exposed for being racist. It,
That one,
they
I was really
it's
upset,
it's
man.
it's always the white fans like, oh, we forgive you, bitch. Who's we? Nosotros? We? Us? Who? You're
Yeah,
not in. You're not in this number.
and it,
You're
so
not in this fucking number.
I mean, and it seems to always be like the old tweets and everything like that. Like okay, and I've said publicly on this podcast, right, that if you go back to my tweets from like 09, 010, everything might not be politically correct and everything like it's not necessarily something that's gonna be offensive. Like, but then again, who am I to say what's offensive to somebody? Right. So like in one instance, it's like, okay, I do think that people can grow and mature and learn from things. Cause like I said, the way that I talk or talked 12 years ago is not the same way that I speak or the same way that I think now. So it's like there's certain things that I'm kind of like about because if
Oh, like
you
one of the Billy Gunn sons.
yeah, okay, so I think it
Oh,
was
the,
what's his name?
let's.
Austin Gunn?
Yeah, I believe it was Austin, but let's be real. Your father was in blackface more than once in more than one different promotion.
Okay, I am not
I
taking that away from him.
it's yes, you can
What
talk
does that
about
have to do
old
with
tweets,
Austin?
but you child
I'm
girl,
just valid question.
if you want a valid question, come on now. Let's be real. How people are raised. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Okay,
But it's just for the fact that when those old tweets surface, it's so funny. It's like, oh, that was 5 years ago. I was 18. Okay, so that means you're cognizant enough to know that certain things are wrong, certain things you shouldn't say, and certain things would be considered offensive. Oh, like, oh, I was 22. Okay, so that means you're fucking grown. All right, so that means you know that stuff like that shouldn't be said.
so
So at this
right.
point, if someone was like 13 on Twitter, and you shouldn't be 13 on Twitter, or you should be 13 listening to the show. But my whole thing is, right from wrong. Things
Thank you,
are
John.
offensive.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Certain things are offensive, and by you saying them or tweeting them anyway, or at least not scrubbing your tweets, Aaliyah Grande, by not, or just straight up saying, I apologize for da 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 da, because it's always, oh, I didn't mean da 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 da. That's not an apology.
So let me
You're not
ask you: if they did
hold
apologize,
on, hold
oh
on,
God, I'm
hold
sorry.
on,
Go ahead,
hold
go
on.
ahead.
You're not acknowledging what you said or what you did,
Mm-hmm.
or you're running around that. So yes, it could be fuck you. It could be fuck you. For me, not everybody is going to have the same heart as most people. With me, I'm going to see a problem. Now, unless you are under the age of 18, I'm still going to side eye you because, well, can't really say people were taught that racism is wrong because, the United States. But
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you can say that what I said was wrong, blase, blase. It's up to the people if they forgive you or not. But the group that was offended has that right to forgive you or not the same people that like you. That's the
Right.
same thing with homophobic tweets. That's the same thing with transphobic tweets. If you were not the target audience of the offense, you have zero right to say, "Oh, I forgive you." What the fuck are you forgiving somebody for? Because it
Yeah.
didn't affect you. It
Right.
doesn't affect you, and it's so crazy where people, where wrestlers get these racist tweets or these Trump tweets. High new class of WWE wrestlers, and you get called out for stuff like that. It was like, oh, I was young. No, that was 2 weeks ago. The fuck are you
Yeah.
talking about?
No, I
And
agree with that.
it's like, who are you to say that we forgive you? That's why for me, King V,
Hmm.
this person right here with the face, it's always gonna be fuck Hulk Hogan.
Nah, like
It's
with
always gonna
Hogan
be
and
fuck.
people like
It's
that.
gonna be fuck Hulk Hogan. It's gonna be fuck Ric Flair. Ric Flair. Yes, I will. I can't admit Ric Flair was a hard one to let go, but it was just like, bruh, you nigga, the Teddy Long. And the funny thing is, I've heard that story before,
Yeah.
and I was just like, younger me,
Mm,
it's like, Ric Flair. I don't know Ric Flair, but the fact that Teddy Long said it himself,
yeah.
and for the fact that his tone and his context displayed the fact that it bothered him still. That's why I'm saying it's still fuck Michael Hayes,
Mm.
and it's irritating because it's always like we as black people, as black wrestling fans, always have to forgive or turn the other cheek, and it happens every single time, and I'm fucking tired of it. And I'm just gonna leave it there because we're running long.
No, yeah. Um, I don't know. Like, all right, I'm not gonna add too much to it because, like you said, we are on the longer side tonight. But very well put. Um, I I do, like I said before, I do think that people can learn from things, right? But they have to accept accountability as well. Like you can't just kind of like be lackadaisical in that and just kind of give like a half-assed apology or whatever and just like kind of, you know what I mean? Like I feel like you have to really show that you are not that same person anymore because like I said, if we're talking, we're being fully transparent, like I said, if you look at some of the stuff I said when I was like 16, 17, you know what I'm saying? Like still in high school, whatever, I probably said some wild stuff back then. Like that I wish I wouldn't have said then. You know what I mean? And like I said, I am older now and I do know that all right, that's offensive. You can't say like you shouldn't say that, and I don't feel that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I kind of, especially growing up here in New York, right? Like some of it is environment as well. Like there's certain things that like even something as small as saying pause after something or whatever, like that's kind of homophobic, but it's like it's just how you are, how you kind of like how you grow up in New York, like you know what I'm saying. So it's
Mhm.
like there's little things that from being, raised in New York and just raised how I was, it's like, all right, like, that's how I was as a child. It doesn't mean that that's how I'm going to be as an adult. And like, as I get older, I'm more aware of that. I'm more understanding that, okay, this may be offensive. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm very like careful to not offend anybody, because I
Mhm.
really don't want to offend anybody. That's never my goal to offend anybody, you know what I'm saying? So like I do understand where you're coming from. I but on the other end, I do think that today it is so hard for people in certain instances to show that they've changed because once somebody is like once there's a lot of times where you have people that like, all right, they find something from the past or whatever, and that's it. Like, no matter what you say going forward, you are that person from, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Even though they truly may not feel that way anymore. And they're not the same person. So I think that it's like kind of like a catch-22 type of thing. Like, kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't apologize for it, like people are going to look at you a certain way. If you do, they're going to think you're just apologizing because people were offended by it and you don't want to be like canceled or whatever. Like, so it's tough. It's a tough situation for certain people, right? There are gross and like just horrible human beings out there that fully deserve to be just like blackballed and wiped away or whatever, right? But I do think there are, albeit just a couple of people, but I feel like there are a few people that don't feel that way anymore, but people still feel like they are that same person and don't give them a chance. So I don't know. It is what it is. Like, but I respect your opinion, B. You know what I'm saying? I always respect your opinion. And you have every right to feel how you feel about it. And I totally get that, but yeah, that's that's all I got to really say about that there. Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and end this show real quick.
Yeah.
So thank you
Jonathan, thank you
guys.
for rocking with us this whole time.
Yeah,
Like, cause
this is
I know
this
this
is a
was a long one.
long this is a long. That's what she said. See, but
See, like,
no, but seriously, thank you guys if you rocking with us for this damn long. Listen, if you traveling to work or going on the trip, hey,
yeah,
listen to this long ass episode.
there you
But
go.
thank you guys for rocking with us and shit. But you can find us on Twitter at Go for the Pin Show,
Mm-hmm.
and on Instagram Go for the Pin _ show. You can find me on Twitter at that's not it, at
That's
underscore
not
watch my throne.
it. Yeah, that's not it.
Underscore watch my throne, and on Twitter, no, I lied. And Instagram is KV underscore the ruler.
Thank
And
you,
where to
John.
find you,
Appreciate it.
Mike?
Oh yeah. Now I'm just telling John, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Um, definitely got to get you on again before the year is up, hopefully.
Mhm.
Um, But yes, first of all, before I tell you where you can find me, you can find Jonathan at JPS Music 15 on Twitter. He actually has a new Instagram account. Let me just pull that up, or if you want to leave that in the comments, I'll say that for you as well, because I am
It is
following you.
DJ underscore Knuckles. Knuckles as in from Sonic.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. The Knuckles.
I mean, it's spelled the same way.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It-
I wish I could be live with you guys every week. Appreciate it. So quick note before I tell you where to find me. Next week, I usually don't do this, right? We usually don't do this, but I'll tell you right now, Joe Kim Morales from the owner of Battle Club Pro Wrestling is scheduled to be live with us next Tuesday. Me and Joe is really cool, so that's the reason I'm announcing it, because normally we wouldn't announce it just in case it doesn't work out, but I'm pretty sure that everything is going to go perfectly fine, and we're going to have Joe on next week. So if you guys have any questions for Joe, just send them to me, and or send it to V, send it to the show, send it anywhere, and we will ask him all these questions. He is the owner / booker for Battle Club Pro, so he's a pretty big guest, and I can't wait to talk to him live. And if you want to talk to me about anything that we spoke about today, you can get at me at DJ Mikey Q on Twitter and on Instagram at Mike_EQ. And yes, DJ _Knuckles on Instagram. So yes, that's all the time we have for this week. What a show. Thank you all for with us. And we will see you Tuesday. Tuesday, 10 p.m. is the scheduled time for now. So we will see you on Tuesday. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Peace.